Sunday Night Baseball always gets you ready for what's going to happen in Major League Baseball. And so today, April 26th, we get you ready for when it's really sunny at the start of Sunday Night Baseball in like July. This game was supposed to be 3 hours later, but inclement weather forces the Angels and the Royals to move the game up to 4:10 Eastern, 3:10 here local, and it allows our entire crew to play amateur weather person. Here's what's coming. The green is on the way. The yellows and reds are certainly no fun. There's a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the area. But we have assembled, and we're playing baseball because we have two World Series champions in the booth. Jason Benetti, not one of them. Eric Hosmer, Mark Gubicza, 30 years apart as Kansas City Royals. Gooby is the Angels regular analyst. Eric Hosmer in the booth with Kansas City. And let's start with you, Eric. This Royals team is starting to hit the ball finally.
They are. Great job on that weather read, pal, by the way.
Thank you so much. Low pressure
Royals
systems are coming through.
You came through.
Don't give me the opening to do more.
No panic, okay? 3 hours before game time. But the Royals, they wanted to play this today because they are hot. I saw you last week on the road trip, Jason. Detroit, New York Yankees, the Royals, it was a bad road trip. A little miscommunication internally. This team last night looked like a different team. Last night, the stadium, different energy, Gooby. They want to keep this momentum riding.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Angels on their side. I mean, last road trip in Cincinnati and New York, they had an epic 4-game series against the Yankees where Mike Trout and Aaron Judge were having a battle for who hit the furthest home run. Came home against a tough team with San Diego and the Jays. The offense went away so far in the first 2 games in this series against the Royals. It has gone away, but you got to give it credit. Reagan was so good last night. His fastball was perfect for Kansas City, and that's what you're seeing with the offense. Mike Trout's got to get him going today.
It certainly feels like he has gotten going. We'll talk about him throughout the telecast. But starting a game 3 hours early, you guys know it's a little bit like an 8-point turn in a 16-passenger van. You have to tell a lot of people what's going on. Ahmed Fareed has figured out how that happened between the two teams. Ahmed?
Well, and you guys know starting pitchers affected maybe more than anyone else. So we talked to Matt Quatrero with the Royals, and his conversations with Seth Lugo said he called him up, told him it was a possibility this game was getting moved up. Seth said, okay, that's fine. Called him up 15 minutes later, said it's actually happening. Seth was like, okay, that's fine. And then when he saw him in the clubhouse earlier today, he was by his locker reading a book. So he seems unaffected. As far as Kurt Suzuki and the Angels side of things, he saw Reed Detmers in the hotel lobby having breakfast, told him, hey, we might be moving up this game. Reed said, okay, if we're moving it up 5 hours, that's a problem, but 3 hours, I can make that work. So guys, it seems like both starting pitchers unaffected by the move up in the start time, Jason.
Yeah, we are ready to go, and two teams that are trying to get involved in divisions with a leader that hasn't left the pack. So opportunity here early in the year for two teams trying to find their footing today. Royals go for the sweep when we come back on Sunday Night Baseball.
These teams, so let's take the under on the game total through 5 innings. Next, we like Bobby Witt Jr. to go yard for the first time this season, and we close things out with a rare Kansas City win on the money line. FanDuel is the home of home.
His crew needed peace and quiet, so he booked a vacation home big enough.
Come inside. Been waiting all day for the stars to come and play. Now we just gotta say it's been too long, been too long. Sunday night, the show's about to start. Grab your seat just like you're at the park. Rest assured the best are here tonight. Greatest show and a diamond in the light. You gotta see the show. It's a dynamo. You gotta see the show. And roll.
Sunday Night Baseball. Angels, Royals. It is on here. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
Day for the stars to come and play. There's one thing left to say. It's Sunday night, Sunday night.
Sunday Night Baseball presented by Capital One. The Big K Kauffman Stadium, which has held up since all the way back in 1973. The first year of this lovely ballpark in Middle America. And the inhabitants, the Kansas City Royals, against this Angels team in the Capital One starting lineup. For the Angels, they're fourth in the league in home runs, 37 of them. Gooby, 8 from Mike Trout already this year.
And has been really, really good when you think about it on the road. 7 home runs, an OPS of 1170 on the road so far this season. 17 career home runs against Kansas City pitching, a couple mammoth home runs in his ballpark, 622 slugging. He is the one that counts for the Angels to get it going, because the offense has not been good, especially these first couple games and over the last 8 games in general for the club.
Yeah, they've been quiet the past few, certainly. Seth Lugo is on the hill. He has 9 distinct pitches according to StatCast. His former teammate Adam Ottavino is inside the pitch with us, enjoying his perch out in right field. What's Seth Lugo like to share a clubhouse with, Adam?
I love Seth, great teammate, had him in 22. I call him the alchemist out there, you know, combining a whole bunch of different ingredients in search of something more special. That's him with pitches. You know, you just touched on it, 9 pitches, some say 10, some say 11. And everybody else in the league is chasing him. In a league where everybody else is adding more pitches to their arsenal, he's at the tippy top of the scale, so he'll try to mix and match his way through the Angels lineup today.
Love your white picket fence out there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's the American dream, right?
Classic
Yeah, he's just a family man out there, Adam Ottavino. 9 pitches plus Eric Hosmer.
And that might be discrediting Seth Lugo a little bit, Jason, because he mixes speeds on all these 9 pitches. Adam Ottavino, buddy, you're going to earn your paycheck today, because Seth Lugo gets surgical out there, and he can go east, west, north, south, every which way.
You often wonder how a pitcher can throw that many pitches to be comfortable with that. Sometimes you've got 2 or 3 working, you were happy with that.
Here we go, Sunday Night Baseball. Zach Neto greets it with a flare over Bobby Witt Jr. Neto, a highly competitive 25-year-old who Kurt Suzuki feels like is ready to break out even more.
An outstanding player. I mean, he brings energy, a tremendous shortstop. We have 2 of the best young shortstops in all of baseball, but he is a guy that swings early in the count. If he gets a good pitch to hit, he's hit home runs off some of the best in the game, from Skubal to Verlander. He's done it all against the very best, and that's a good swing, because he's had a tough series so far.
Now Mike Trout, who has been rejuvenated this season, as healthy as he's been, as strong in center field as he's been recently.
Yeah, he said right away in spring training, I want to be the center fielder, and you can see that, just that energy he had, and just how comfortable he was in spring training.
Here's a long fly ball off his bat. Collins back at the track, and the wall, it is up and over. A surprise souvenir and a 2-run shot for Trout.
Eric, don't get mad at me. I said Trout likes hitting in this ballpark. That's his 18th home run of his career against Kansas City. That's a carry to it. A little bit different dimensions. I think that's one of those ones that help out.
And I tell you what, Gooby, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at 2-7 Mike Trout, because I saw him in the lobby, and he said, you said they moved the fences in here, Haas. I didn't see it the first 2 days. That one he might have got away with. Nothing to take away from him, of course, though, Jason.
He was the player of the 2010s by far,
yes,
in Major League Baseball, and he's not yet won a playoff game. His only playoff series against Kansas City, but he's playing like an MVP again.
Yeah, I mean, his 1 home run in his career was in this ballpark, Game 3, in which Kansas City swept him. And you know that one all well too, Haas. I mean, when he's good and he's comfortable, he's not chasing, he's working walks. He's already had a ton of walks, 28 of them on the season. That one just got off the wall. That's one of those ones right there as a pitcher. Bring it back for me.
And I can tell Gooby, great teammate, Gooby. Put a smile on my face, bringing up that 2014 playoff series. Mike Trout, he's been doing it at such an elite level, making adjustments, which we will get into later. Just done it right on and off the field, similar to Bobby Witt Jr. But then again, you compare the 2 numbers to start, people forget how good of a start to the career Mike Trout has had.
Yes.
2-2 to Yoan Moncada, and that is ball number 3 to the former White Sox third baseman, year number 2 with the Angels. And when he was in the lineup, he was effective last year.
Yeah, he has an impatient at bat for him. You know, batting right-handed hasn't been real good for him, but left-handed, you see some pretty good swings for him again. I mean, this is highly unusual for a guy coming into this game. Opponent's batting average against Lugo with 181.
It's a good point, Gooby. And you think about it, Seth Lugo up until this point has been cruising. Zach Neto starts the game off first pitch. You got to wonder, did that throw him off his rhythm, get him out of his zone a little bit? Those leadoff hitters can really set the tone.
It was a first pitch sinker and then a second pitch cutter to Trout. Moncada there hits a cutter for a knock. Adam, out there in right field, your experience with Seth Lugo if he gets jumped early in an outing. I know you saw him as a bullpen arm more, but how do you think he handles this?
I don't think it bothers him at all, honestly. I think he's just going to continue to pitch his game. Right here, he's going to look for a ground ball. He doesn't chase, he doesn't run away from contact. You know, it's really not his style. If he gets into a jam, he will go to the curveball more. But the style he wants to pitch is getting you on the ground, and that spot, that'll play right here.
They'll face Jorge Soler, who doesn't hit the ball on the ground very much at all, almost about a third of the time only.
Lugo's had 5 double plays turned behind him this year.
Otto makes a high point.
Yes.
These pitchers nowadays, not only do they have wipeout, strikeout stuff, but they now have the sinker, the pitch that can, in hitters' counts, get that ground ball when they need it. And Seth Lugo, we mentioned he can do north-south, east-west. He can get that ground ball double play if you need it to.
But you're right, though, Jason. Not a lot of ground balls for Soler, but the number of his home runs, his launch angle has been anywhere between 18 and 22-degree launch angles. Just like that, he hit a ground ball.
That's a 0 launch angle. Spin it to second, and Massey in stride gets to the bag. Seth Lugo looked a little Mahomes-ish there.
Heads up play right there. I tell you what, Jason, some of these defensive alignments now, they can really make those double plays, the angle of throws, be a little awkward for infielders. So good heads up play from Massey here. Just get one.
Yeah, you're always taught to throw with the bag. And the way the defense is set up there, that's a pretty good play to be able to get to the bag there.
He led him perfectly. That's a football throw down the seam for first down.
And I'm catching that because there's no big boy across the middle coming to get me, Jason.
American Heritage football star Eric Hosmer joins us.
I wish. I wish. I was a D tackle. I wish I can tell you I was a quarterback.
You were a D tackle?
I was. We'll get into that a little later, Jason.
We can do it now, man. We got time. Here's Sean Noel. And he'll pop this foul. Again, the weather is going to be a factor at some point. So early lead could be very important on a day like that.
I would think that as a manager, you're playing this as if it could be potentially a 5-inning game. So you maybe have some more small ball than normally, get advanced guys over. That's why you're seeing guys jump on first pitch. When you face a guy like Lugo, you don't know what you're going to see, so you might as well swing. That might be your best pitch, is the first pitch to do damage.
Ground ball foul from Shawnuel.
Yeah, it's obvious the group chat, when they got the message, hey, game's 3 hours earlier, 2 hours, whatever it is, 2-7, Mike Trout said, all right, boys, we're swinging. Get on the bus, and we're swinging. Let's go.
Oh, 2. Shawnuel takes a fastball low, 1-2. Kansas City was a winner in the first 2 games of this series, 6-3 and then 12-1. Adam Frazier pitched as a position player for the Angels last night, but a strong response here. Looped out to center field and playable for Lane Thomas, who is part of a Kansas City defense that has been strong so far this year. Collins and Marte flank him. Lofton and Witt Jr. on the left side. Still no Michael Garcia with the elbow issue he's been dealing with, but he is available, Matt Quatrero says today.
Yeah, talking to Q, just too early in the season. Gooby, you know how it is, especially for a position player. You want these guys healthy for 500 to 600 at-bats. Too early in the season to be grinding, so to speak, health-wise. So Michael, get him off his feet a couple days. If this was the second half, pretty good chance Michael would be in the lineup.
Yeah, that's a great decision. He's such a special player.
Oh boy, we have
that's a tremendous throw.
Some javelin escapades. You know, NBC does carry the Olympics.
Yes.
And so this is an effort by Joe Adele to try out maybe for Los Angeles 2028.
Hey, I tell you what, I don't like Joe Adele seeing him rob all these homers. Cut that out, Joe. But yeah, he is super athletic. That was impressive.
Well, his gloves in the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown after that 3 home run performance. Maybe that bat toss will be in there too.
Great call.
The way he talked about it, Gooby, it felt like he took a moment. He was like, that is my glove for the year, though.
And I remember when he presented that day, and I was like, that's unreal. Your glove is going to be in Cooperstown for eternity. That is an incredible. Usually, you know, position players don't like to give up their gloves, but he did.
Such a gamer.
So they sent him a new glove, and he was using the one that he used in 24 when he was a glove finalist.
Yes, exactly. So he feels better about that one.
Right.
Takes you
at least that's what he says.
Break in the glove.
I know you position players. Well, I used to mess around with guys that grab the glove and they're like, get away from that glove. That's a gamer.
Here's where they wanted the glove from that Seattle game earlier in the month. So 1, 2, and then the third one, it's Take Joe Adele home day for the fans there. And look, he's back on his feet. And legal play.
It was a 1-0 game. So that's the thing that's so incredible about that. So he basically, it could have been a 3-1. And that picture right there, all-timer.
Incredible photo. Getting to see Joe Adele at batting practice. First of all, his batting practice, unbelievable, super impressive. But Gooby, this guy is sneaky jacked.
Yes, yes he is.
So then he met after a day elapsed, right? The next day,
yes,
he met the fans who took the picture.
Yes. And then the whole family was in the dugout. I mean, can you imagine you're in the stands and all of a sudden you see one of your heroes going flying into the stands and making that catch? That was in the 9th inning of that ball game too, and just be able to take that picture right away, it was phenomenal.
I mean, he looked like a Greek god standing there, right? Well, holding it above his head on Mount Olympus.
Sneaky Jack, right, Jason?
Oh, yes.
He came out in that cutoff for BP, and there's a couple guys throughout the league. I remember Xander Bogaerts, but you see him up close, and you're like, man, I did not realize how thick he was.
2-2 gets a swing and a miss. A running two-seam fastball from Lugo, but Mike Trout goes deep. Number 9 for the year for Trout. Nothing lead, and here's the Capital One starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals offense. It's an offense that likes to use the stolen base. They're hoping to see Bobby Witt hit that first home run of the year. Vinny Pasquantino has 3. He started to hit for more power, and they'll face Reed Detmers. They're without Maikel Garcia, but Lane Thomas is a specialist versus left-handed pitchers.
Yeah, they've been messing around. Different guys in the leadoff spot, too, last couple days while Maikel's been out. But they got to answer back here. Gooby, as you know, as a pitcher, when the offense scores, you hear a lot of guys in the dugout say, come on, big shutdown inning here. So the Royals really want to keep this momentum going, see if Lane Thomas can start the party off.
Especially when your offense scores you 2 or more runs in the first inning. That 0 put up really sets the tone, because then all of a sudden your opponent's like, well, maybe we'll worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you score right away, you feel like you're right back in the game.
Yeah, energy, momentum in the dugout. It's a big thing, and you can feel it shift.
Reed Detmers furnishes a curveball to Lane Thomas. Now 2-2 for Thomas. You see the career numbers for Lane Thomas. His OPS against left-handers is .854. Detmers, one of those. And that is called strike 3. Fastball on the inside corner, 1 down.
That's the difference. I think going out of the bullpen last year, he started trusting his fastball. And sometimes when you're out of the bullpen, you don't get a chance to think. And Haas, I know you've run in a number of pitchers. It's better when pitchers don't think.
I might have been a pitcher, Gooby. Maybe I was supposed to be a pitcher.
Yeah, I think that's what helped him. And he uses fastball more because it sets up his secondary pitches. When you throw so many sliders and curves, hitters can track lower third. But when you load a fastball like he's been doing, that's why he's been more effective.
Yeah, Gooby, that's a great point. When guys move to the bullpen from the starting rotation, it's, hey, you're only in there for three hitters maybe. It's not 6, 7 innings. No, attack. You just use your pitches, go into them right now. 1, 2, 3, pitch to contact if you have to. So guys end up making good adjustments going down there.
Bobby Witt Jr. to second base. Adam Frazier, long throw against the speedster, and he does take him down. So 2 gone for Detmers, who, Adam, I know you've been aware of Reed Detmers for a while, ever since he was at Louisville.
Yeah, I actually played catch with his catcher from Louisville, Henry Davis, during the COVID times, and he was giving me the whole scouting report at the time. Man, you got to see this Detmers guy. Best curveball I've ever seen. He's going to get to the big leagues very fast. Turns out he did get to the big leagues very fast, but it's actually been more of a slider attack. This year he's implementing a little more changeup. He did take the detour through the bullpen last year. Now he's come out the other side looking to reestablish himself in the rotation.
61 games out of the pen last year, a sub-4 ERA, fewer hits than innings pitched.
And that would be way lower. His first few times out of the bullpen, he struggled. After he had a 2-month period, didn't give up anything. And he faced the best hitters in every lineup every single night out there. And, you know, for a starter to go out and pitch 61 appearances out of bullpen, that's not easy to do, because as soon as that phone rings, you think you're ready, but you're not necessarily ready to be able to spin some pitches.
Sort of like the story of this morning. As soon as
Yes.
the phone rings, be ready.
No panic, Jason. Full panic, Jason.
It went from zero panic to full panic on our
Real
group text thread very quickly.
Real quick.
Gooby is the overachiever of the group. He came over in the 11:15 car.
Well, but again, I've never been accused of being smart.
It's just a swing and a miss. There's that slider you were talking about, Adam, left on left.
Yeah, it's sharp. It's sharp. He's been riding it this year. It's been his best pitch last year and this year. And listen, guys, I think you guys are dead on it about moving to the bullpen. You move to the bullpen, you find out a little bit about who you are. You go out there, attack with your best pitches against whoever you get, and then you can take that momentum back into the rotation. You figure it out as you go, but you come out aggressive. And Suzuki talked a little bit before the game about Reed Detmer's tempo, and he has good tempo to start this game.
He's got a 3-2 on Pasquantino, and he lands a fastball for strike 3. Pinpoint twice with fastballs for strikeouts looking for Detmers. Of Lakers wins so far. The NBA playoffs continue tonight. LeBron and the Lakers looking for a sweep against the Rockets on NBC and Peacock. The rare series so far in the NBA that's gone 3-0. And Ime Udoka was not very happy.
How old is LeBron? I mean, he is making those three-pointers like it's easy.
He absolutely is. And here's a bunt single for Josh Lowe to lead off the second. LeBron is playing like he's 25 again. It's unreal. It's Mike Trout-ish.
Yes.
He's defeated Father Time. And Jason, I know you're a hooper, basketball guy, but stay with us because with Mike Trout, we're going to talk about the step back around the world.
You're teasing things already? This is your first year as an analyst and you're teasing things.
This job's easy, Jason. Come on, man. We can do this, right? No, I'm kidding. I am not disrespectful.
But LeBron's got that good step back three-pointer, though.
That's right. But wait, stay tuned for Mike Trout's step back. That's a step back heard around the world right now.
Now, this gets real interesting because Josh Lowe, when you look at historically, as far as stolen bases, best in history of baseball as far as percentages, stealing.
That's a good point, Gooby. And the Angels are doing a great job right now. Seth Lugo, up until this point in the season, has been absolutely cruising. First pitch swinging from Neto, do a bunt, throw him off his game, get him off routine a little bit.
He might have hurt himself on that dive back.
Yes, he did.
Working out his arm.
They're always tricky with the fingers.
So take us through that, Haas. What might he be feeling here?
I appreciate that. That means you think I look semi-athletic and I was a base stealer, but you're just full panic. Quick pickoff move from Seth Lugo. It's, we got to get back. Or he might even heard first base coach Adam Eaton just yell back and turn and dive.
And Haas, I remember watching you as a base stealer doing this job for a long time. May not be the fastest guy, but you were a great base runner. Explain that to people at home, how it's all about reading pitchers and getting good jumps to be able to be a successful base stealer. You don't have to be the fastest guy in the world to be a good base stealer.
I was trying to get him on sneak attacks, Gooby. I was trying to say once a series, and if you caught wind that I was trying to run, I would shut it down. But usually Rusty Kuntz, our first base coach, would either have some kind of tip-tell tendency, and I would just trust him. A lot of times you can see the pitcher come set. It's one breath, go, one breath, go. So boom, right on the exhale, I'm going, I'm trusting that read. And again, that's a sneak attack type of thing. And I'm not one of those guys where the whole world knows I'm going and we're stealing a base like that. Jason, you're one of those guys.
Okay. Okay.
You're not looking at me, but I'm serious.
You don't know where I'm looking. 2-2 on Darno. So, to your point, Gooby, Josh Lowe, 80 for 88 in his career in stolen bases. Eric Hosmer, 76 for 106. So at least 30 people knew you were going.
I don't love that. I don't love the percentages. We'll get there.
And Lugo is really difficult to steal against as a right-handed pitcher. For all these years he's pitched, he's only allowed 32 stolen bases against him.
Kind of an old soul, Gooby.
Yeah.
Every aspect of the game.
2-2, left side, base knock. Darno, who's going to have to play more with some bad news for Logan O'Hoppe with a wrist issue from last night, and they don't know the timeline yet. Darno's going to have to get in the lineup more.
Yeah, he's going to have to play a lot. I mean, you know how kind of a leader he is. He's always been a guy that can control a pitching staff, but even going back to Logan O'Hoppe's performance last night, threw out even Bobby Witt, one of the best base stealers in the game, 2 caught stealing, a good play at the plate. His defensive metrics were finally getting to the point where you could say he was elite on the defensive side. O'Hoppe, then the wrist on that foul ball. It's going to be a tough one for Kurt Suzuki and the Angels to be able to absorb for a while.
Now here is Adam Frazier, who fouls a bunt back. Here's the injury from last night, Gooby.
right off the wrist. I mean, we see him get foul balls everywhere off the mask, and you can see right there, right away. You can, I think of, Alejandro Kirk when he got hurt on the mitt. You think, okay, the throwing hand was the mitt. You can see what we were talking about. They're playing for runs here with the potential of a game, this rain coming in at some point. You got to do that.
Yeah, they sure are. Adam Frazier playing small ball. He knows how to play baseball. But great point, Gooby, with Logan O'Hoppe, because sometimes the metrics, they don't really tell the full story, in my opinion, and the Royals really try to test him and run on him yesterday. I know it was the throwing hand, or I'm sorry, the catching hand.
Frazier gives it a ride for left center field. Collins back, Thomas back. That's one hop off the wall. Low around third. He's on his way home. The Angels do add on. It is 3-0 with nobody out in the second.
I think they like this earlier time start.
Play them all in 3.
Yeah, they've been struggling swinging the bat. Well, I said, well, let's start the game 3 hours early. It will be much better. It's batting practice time. They're hitting like they're in batting practice style.
The old show and go, Gooby.
Yes.
Take a look at the flags. Wind's kind of blowing left center. That ball seemed like it was kind of hanging up there for a long time, but just kept drifting away from Lane Thomas.
So used to seeing every Royal catching everything. That's the thing. It's been, from your time there, from my time, and even now, the defense, they don't give away extra outs ever.
Immediately looking at left field. Alex Gordon, when he played here, just automatic, sure hands. I mean, center field now, I know he's not playing, but Kyle Isbell, Izzy can play center field. Just glides out there, great reads. Not the fastest guy in the world, but can cover as much ground as the fastest guy in the world, and I think it's because of those reads.
Yeah. By the way, Alex Gordon, an underrated player. He was phenomenal. He was a third baseman when he was drafted by Kansas City.
It was.
Gold Glover out and left. Really, you could make an argument, one of the best left fielders ever, defensively.
Didn't they have him when he came back to throw out a first pitch? They had him throw out the first pitch from left.
Sure, I don't believe it. I believe it, because I tell you what, Jason, he's one of the toughest players I've ever played with. No fear, run through a wall. He's on the warning track. He's still going full speed, but I tell you what, there's a good chance he did do that first pitch from left field, Jason, because he could probably do that in his sleep.
By the way, should he have scored from games?
No.
Oh, wow.
Just bringing it up just for fun.
Oh,
I was a fan of that game, watching that one.
Yeah, 11 years too soon, Gooby.
Yeah.
You got your title.
I did.
1-2 for Neto. And he takes the ball 2-2. It is 3-0 Angels over the Royals. Mark Gubaza, Eric Hosmer, Adam Ottavino downstairs, our entire crew here on Sunday Night Baseball. 2-2 from Neto. There's a line drive left field side and fair, hugging the chalk into the corner. It's going to be a nickel early for the Angels, still with nobody out in the second inning.
The Halos going double-double already. They're thinking about a nice cheeseburger the way they're swinging the bat so far.
Animal style, protein style, all of it.
Yes.
This is good pitching. I'm sorry, this is good hitting from Neto. I'm sure Otto would tell you out there with that beautiful white picket fence, by the way, Otto. Don't forget about the classy Kansas City Royals organization for having that for you. But hard in, sinkers hard in. Obviously right there, Neto trying to get the ball in the air. Then it seemed right there Lugo was trying to go for the strikeout with the sweeper away. Usually, Jason, that hard in sinker as a hitter, you want to get it out in front to get the ball in the air. So the sweeper off of that is trying to get him way out front to swing through it for the strikeout. But now he's got some trouble.
Yeah, he just caught too much plate there. He's having a hard time getting that last swing and miss right now. This is a great game plan for me by the Angels. He's coming out. He's throwing 80% first pitch strikes, so you know he's going to be around the zone. They know that this could be a short game. They got to get going, and I think they caught him by surprise here a little bit.
6 of 10 batters have swung at the first pitch. There's a take from Trout. This day is made for Mike Trout, by the way. Not only does he have a first inning home run, but he's a storm chaser at heart. He loves weather, so he was peppering Kurt Suzuki's phone with weather and radar updates this morning. I mean, Gooby, you've been around him.
Yes.
He is a huge fan of weather.
Believe me, I'm not a great flyer, so I'm right behind him, and he's talking about some storms coming in. I'm like, I don't want to know. Even on the plane, he's figured it out. I said, Trotty, help me out. I don't want to know.
Jason, we got to send him your highlight tape for that weather read you did.
Oh, I'd love to have him critique it.
It was strong.
We have the pointer here just in case we need to get the big monitor out with weather updates. Again, Adam said it. You both have said it. This is one of those games where the ponchos are going to come out, and you never know if you're going to get to the 9-inning finish line.
Yeah, just hoping for a window. We see some clouds here, hoping it would miss us, but yeah, the Angels, they knew the assignment today.
And the odd thing is, when you look at the Angels this year, walk totals and how many pitches they're seeing per plate appearance, they've been really patient. Not so. I think when you face a guy with this many pitches, like we talked earlier, Haas and Jason, I think you just got to be aggressive, anything in the strike zone, because you don't know what you're going to get anyhow.
That is up. It's ball 4. The Angels are a top 10 offense in not chasing in Major League Baseball. Trout takes his 29th walk of the year.
That's when you're talking about resembling the Trout of the MVP type seasons, when he's getting and working his walks.
That type of discipline.
Yeah.
Patience and power. Jason, you follow the Detroit Tigers. It seems like a lot of big league offense have that same approach, the patience and power. I know throughout 400 to 500 at-bats throughout the course of a season, if I'm a guy that's not fast and there's nobody on base, I'm going to continue to look for my pitch, maybe even with 2 strikes. But those other 100 at-bats, I know they're situational team at-bats that the game calls for.
Moncada to left field. Isaac Collins makes the catch. There's one away. But Mike Trout, for 4 straight years, led the league in on-base percentage. 2 of those years, he led the American League in walks, but 441, 442, 460, 438. I mean, just enormous walk numbers.
And you know, as a pitcher, when you face a guy like that, you feel in your mind you have to get him out with something in the strike zone. So the only way as a pitcher you could be somewhat successful is you better be at the upper part of the strike zone. But if you miss down at all, you're asking for a new baseball.
Here's Jorge Soler, and there is a first pitch curveball at him, so Lugo adjusts at least here to Soler.
Yeah, he's got to go into a different mode right now. I mean, clearly they're being aggressive. He has to feel that. I think that's what that mound visit was about that just took place. And you know, he's got to stop it right here. 5 is too many if you're only going to play 5 innings potentially.
Soler fouls it away.
That was a pretty healthy hack there. That was his pitch.
Carter Jensen behind the plate today. This is going to be a big adjustment, not only for Carter, but behind the plate, to really get in sync with his pitchers, to analyze and realize the situation right now in the game. Seth Lugo now, we got to conserve some pitches. So this is going to be a really, really key development for him behind the plate, to understand the situation, understand Seth a little more. Gooby, I know pitchers, you guys like to be in routine. You don't like to shake much. So this is kind of a learning curve right now for Carter Jensen.
It's a tough one, too, when you have a veteran out there on the mound and you're a young catcher. Usually you think of Salvi always behind the plate. You're just comfortable with him.
Soler reaches out and bloops this into left field. That's a base hit. Here comes Neto to score run number 6, and the Angels are taking a whole week of offense and plunking it down on Sunday.
It's already the 20th RBI this season for Soler. Last year he had to play a lot more in the outfield, didn't have his legs by the end of the year, and his back was sore. He's still a major threat. He went down and got that little slurve and punched it in the left field.
Yeah, I don't know, Otto. That seemed like a better pitch with the sweeper, better location, but man, it seems to be the sweeper just kind of.
Now he gets the ground ball that he wanted a while ago. With the turn, that's a double play. 4, 6, and 3 against Shotwell, but the Angels pile on 4 more.
Manager Matt Quatrero. Matt, a big missing piece for you guys early this year is your closer in Carlos Estevez. Any news on him, and how big of an absence has he been?
Yeah, he's threw a 2-up bullpen yesterday, so he's leaving today to go to Arizona. He'll face hitters Tuesday there, and then we'll see how it progresses. But you're right, he's a big loss for us, not only on the field, but with his leadership.
You have embarrassment of riches maybe behind the plate. Carter Jensen getting another start. You had Diaz on the day before on Friday, and Salvi, of course. How do you anticipate navigating that playing time?
Well, it's good for us to have the third guy right now. Salvi was a little sore in his hip, so he played first. He can DH, but after the off day, we anticipate him being ready. He and Carter will do the bulk of it, but having a guy like Elias back there is a real comfort.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Matt Quatrero and the Royals, who had won 2 in a row, trying to climb in the American League Central, which is currently only led by 2 teams 1 game over 500. As here's a ground ball to third. That's Moncada. And the Angels are certainly leading this game in time of possession. That's 4 up, 4 down for Reed Detmers, and it's been a lot of halos at the plate so far.
And for Reed Detmers, he's just attacking the strike zone. I mean, he'll run into problems when he tries to be too perfect. And I know, I mean, you don't necessarily do that as much on the offensive side, but on the pitching side, okay, I got to go in the corner. This guy's swinging the bat really well. You know how hard it is to hit. And I think people don't realize it is the most difficult thing in sports to hit, especially now with the velocity and spin, and you're facing 4 guys a game at least. It's almost impossible to hit.
I used to tell some of my teammates, the guy that had 98, 99 mile an hour fastball in their back pocket, and they're just spin, spin, spin. I almost wish you can face yourself and see how nasty this fastball is, because you got to throw it, attack the zone with it.
It's a wave and a miss on that changeup from Detmers to Starling Marte.
Yeah, that's that changeup we're talking about. And Adam, we talked a little bit before the game. That changeup, now a 2-seam changeup as compared to a 4-seam changeup, is really big for him.
Yeah, he's looking to create a little more separation from his 4-seam fastball in terms of drop. You know, he wants it to drop a little bit more. That 4-seam is probably holding its plane and looking a little bit more like that 4-seam so guys can cover it.
Yeah, that's really the fascinating stuff nowadays with pitching. The pitchers have so much conviction with these pitches because they learn how to read the spin. They get feedback. They get the changeup release points. It really is fascinating to see. But right now, Gooby, even more of an incentive for Detmers right now just to attack the zone. You're pitching with a lead. We mentioned earlier how going down to the bullpen sometimes can get you to attack the zone, but 6-0 lead here, even more of a reason just continue attack.
And there's nothing more to get you mad as a position player when you have a guy throwing pitches out of the strike zone with a 6-0 lead.
No question.
Fastball gets him his 3rd punch out, 5 up, 5 down, and FanDuel is the home of home runs this season. Here's a live look at FanDuel's home run odds for today's game. Plus 420 for a 2nd home run for Mike Trout. Shawnuel plus 1,500.
Looking at those flags again. Good day for Mike Trout. Get the ball poolside in the air. What's that like? Tried to do that my whole career, Jason. Didn't work out too well.
Oh, stop it.
Rolled me right over into some makeup in the booth with here with you, pal, but no place I'd rather be.
You sounded like in the middle of that sentence you got happier with your position. sounded like where it started wasn't a big positive.
You know me so well already, partner.
Yeah, no, we're gathering intel.
Data.
1-1 from Detmers to Carter Jensen, the young catcher that Ahmed was talking about. Curveball a little bit high, and boy, that's one of those ABS strike zone high breaking ball sorts, and that was a little bit further up, but that's just not a strike this year anymore.
Yeah, no, that's the most difficult one for challenges, in my opinion, is the high strike. And even getting into that with Travis d'Arnaud, I talked to him in spring training about it because he's a veteran catcher. Yeah. They're not used to the pitches being tallied midway through the plate. He's used to framing pitches at the front of the plate, so it looks like it was at one time a strike the front of the plate. That's why initially he was reluctant to challenge.
Out to center field, Mike Trout, 6 in a row for Detmers. Easy street for the Angels so far here in Kansas City. A full-time starter, Seth Lugo has not been a slow starter historically. He's allowed 8 hits in the first 2 innings and 6 earned runs. It's tied for the most through 2 innings in his career. And here he gets a ground ball from Adele to third, and Lofton, who handles a first pitch out here in the 3rd. The Angels have 8 hits in the first 2 innings for the first time since last June at Fenway Park.
Yeah, I mean, you could see just the aggressiveness, anything in the strike zone. When you're different spin, it's hard to hit. So you're just thinking anything, even if it's spinning in the strike zone, you're ready to in attack mode.
Yeah, and on the other side of things, Lugo came in with a 244 batting average on balls in play, which is super low. So he was content to throw the ball in the zone and let them hit it. And, you know, the Angels took advantage of that fact.
Adam Ottavino, whose rain preparations began in the last half-inning break. How's it going out there?
We're trending in a bad direction, I think, but so far we're okay.
Good to see Mary Poppins has joined our telecast out there. Nice umbrella.
As long as Bill Murray doesn't say the heavy stuff's coming down, we'll be all right.
1-2 for Lowe. Yeah, that's popped up back of shortstop, and Bobby Witt's not going to be able to get there. You know, that baseball might just fall in and it's just a regular single, but that is the type of play. When you ask Matt Quatrero, what does Bobby Witt Jr. do best that's a sneaky skill of his? It's that type of ball. There is no safe left center field single with Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop.
They call it the greatest catch that wasn't a catch, fellas. And listen to me here. Hear me out. 2020 COVID season. the alt site was here in Kauffman Stadium when the big league team was out on the road playing throughout that 60-game season. So Bobby Witt Jr. at times throughout the alt site as well, I got to mention, not a full outfield. COVID situation, can't have a lot of people there, don't want to put pitchers out there.
So not 3 outfielders.
Correct. So only 2 outfielders, no left fielders. So all of a sudden there's a ball hit to left field, probably right around that 365 sign, and it had some pretty good hang time. All of a sudden Bobby Witt Jr. turned, full sprint, puts his head down, and apparently
that's a foul ball right side. Marte will watch it fly into the net.
And apparently, Jason, he came, I mean, within an arm's length, an arm's reach from catching this ball. And it was one of those moments that everyone just kind of stopped, looked at each other in silence and said, what just happened? And again, that was the greatest catch that wasn't a catch in Kauffman Stadium history.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this thing for a long time. The 3 best I've seen going back, Bobby Witt Jr., but Zach Neto, the play, I don't know if you guys saw when he made it in Yankee Stadium last year in the rain over his shoulder. And Andrelton Simmons was unreal as far as going back on pop-ups. And you might have to do that again.
Here we go. Bobby Witt will leave it to the left fielder Collins, who skates in to make the catch for round number 2. Make your mark and become a legend in MLB The Show 26. Available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Nintendo Switch. Rated E for everyone. Two out, Adam Frazier. Fly ball right field. The Angels are triple parked. They're getting a lot of value out of early swings. 6-0 after 2.5 with the rain falling. Sunday Night Baseball on Peacock is brought to you by T-Mobile. America's best network connects you to America's pastime. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Renderings of a new ballpark scheduled for the Crown Center, downtown Kansas City in the Crossroads District, just south of Union Station, and a beautiful new downtown ballpark is the plan for a city that loves sports, loves this baseball team. The 2 gentlemen in the booth with me tonight know exactly how deep this royal blue runs in this fan base, but a spectacular new aspiration of a ballpark.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, and kind of the thought, in my opinion, is usually when you come to the ballpark, you're spending the whole game here, obviously, right? But now the whole day is what you'll be able to spend at the new Crown Center. And you know,
just go to the
Gooby, I was thinking about it earlier and actually got to run in and see Mr. Sherman. And you know, most of my memories here as a Royal are going to be here at Kauffman Stadium. So the K is always going to hold a special place in my heart. But I also appreciate the new stadium, and at the same time, I don't know when exactly the new stadium is going to open, but 3-4 years, whatever it is, feels like the right amount of time to send the K off Kauffman Stadium in the right way.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Haas. I mean, there's so many great memories. I mean, I think of, you know, obviously winning the World Series Game 7, but Game 6, that the energy. I remember running on the field and the fans going crazy, and all of a sudden we're thinking, hey, wait, we got a Game 7 still to win the next day. But the fans have been so great. I mean, this ballpark, when you look around, is still one of the most beautiful ballparks there is in all of baseball. And every team comes in, I mean, all the guys on the Angels are saying, this place is so great, why are they getting a new stadium? But I understand that, but to be able to generate a lot more revenue down there too, where they're going to be.
You know, the Battery Atlanta is such kind of the backbone of what teams look at now in Major League Baseball. You have that entire entertainment district, and that's the plan, kind of similar for here in Kansas City. But there is also something nice about having the Chiefs right across. I mean, it feels like a Midwestern home here at Kauffman Stadium. So there's good in both sides. As here's Frazier from second. So 1 away. The rain has started, as you've seen. You may have heard Adam Ottavino in the background kind of scrambling to get out of his perch, because we do have some yellows and reds and purples. If you notice that there are 1 or 2 fewer cameras available, you probably wouldn't have noticed unless I told you, but for safety purposes, a couple of our camera operators are coming inside as well, as there is a severe thunderstorm watch in the area. Fans are looking for shelter underneath the overhang, as that is called a ball on a fastball from Detmers to Collins. There are your fans looking.
Yes,
I
mean, Hans, we've been here plenty of times where there's been enough rain where that dugouts were full with water.
That's right.
When it comes in that hard.
1-0 fly ball left field. Lowe is back. He's still drifting. Feeling for the wall. He makes the catch. That's 8 in a row. Retired by Detmers, who has thrown a no-hitter in an Angels uniform back in 2022.
And just 2 punch-outs in that game. Coming into that game, he had thrown about maybe 2% changeups. He threw about 15 or 16 changeups and got out. So that's what we always say. When you're on the mound, what's your goal? Outs. Punch-outs are great when you need that when a man on third or second and third with runners in scoring position, certain points of the game. But outs, just get them any way you get them. And he's been pretty good, efficient getting those early ones now.
There's a bunt from Michael Massey that's fouled away for strike 1. That's just 34 pitches for Detmers.
He's had games where he's 100 pitches in 5 innings. So that's what you want to see from Reed Detmers. Going back to, that's what the bullpen taught him, to be aggressive, and that's where you're starting to see it translate into starting pitching again.
Yeah, pitching with a lead right now, just attacking the zone. A couple weapons too to those contact counts. Really bail him out of the hitter count. Hitter's ahead in the count, thinking a fastball's coming, all of a sudden to a right-hander, I can throw the change up there just to get the hitter off of his fastball. So Detmers doing a good job growing as a pitcher, and I think those weapons and those hitters counts are helping him out big time.
I mean, he's a left-handed batter, Haas. I mean, you see how he throws from that arm. Like, it's got to be pretty hard to track something, especially if he's shown inside against you at all.
Absolutely hard to pick up. You always want to pick up the arm slot, the release point. And right there, the fastball high. In my opinion, Detmers, that's how he wanted to use his fastball in the past. Just set it up high for the spin. He's doing a better job today, really attacking with his fastball, attacking the strike zone. So now as a hitter, you're telling me, okay, I'm telling myself, I have to honor the fastball in the zone. It's not just up for show. I have to honor it in the strike zone as well.
1-2 is down. He went with a slider again to Massey. 2-2. If you just joined us, 2 in the first on a Mike Trout home run, and then 4 more in the second for the Angels, who opened play today just 2.5 back of first place Texas in the American League West. The Rangers are trailing the A's 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th. So by the end of the day, the Athletics could be in first place. As you know, like you said it, Haas, a left-hander has to be ready for that fastball as a strike. That was a curveball that was coming back to the zone.
Yeah, we're in a day and age now, Jason, where it's tunneling. Fastball at the top of the zone and then follow it. These pitchers want to pitch off the previous pitch, curveball on top of that.
And he's willing to go curveball slider back to back.
Yeah,
as well.
There was a time when you never would throw something all speed back to back because you allow the hitter to time that a little bit better. But that's something of the past. Also, change up curveball, come back to a curveball, and then go to a slider after that.
3-2 coming. He goes fastball, and Massey pops it up. Third base, Moncada, foul ground to make the catch. 9 in a row, retired by Detmers. Angels top of the card has done damage. They're coming next.
Suzuki, you guys are swinging at the first pitch 55% of the time would be your highest rate of the season. Was that part of the talk before this game because of the rain?
No, I don't think so. I think it was just, you know, Lugo throws a lot of strikes, and, you know, we try to just get a good pitch to hit early in the count, a pitch that we can drive, and, you know, they've been getting good pitches to hit and, you know, putting it in play.
Thanks, Kurt.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, whether because of rain or not, they're doing it. I mean, Ahmed has amazing comedic timing with his questions from just moments ago, because Neto jumped Lugo again.
And you look at his success throughout his career, jumping on that first pitch. I mentioned some of the guys. Skubal, first pitch he threw, hit a home run against him. Jacob deGrom, first pitch he saw, home run. Now, giving him now 8 doubles. His goal this year is to be a 30-30-30 guy. 30 home runs, 30 doubles, 30 stolen bases. He was a 20 guy last year, and if he hadn't got hurt at the end, he might do that. That's what I'm talking about. 2 incredibly special shortstops in this game here today.
Yeah, Neto sets the tone.
Mike Trout, fly ball left center field. Lane Thomas makes the call. He'll coast over and make the catch. Mike Trout, by the way, in the first inning became the all-time extra base hit leader in Angels history. He broke a tie with now the late great Garrett Anderson at 797 now for Mike Trout. And Garrett Anderson, a legendary Angel from the World Series team, gone way too soon.
Yeah, Jason, I'm glad you brought that up. I knew that was happening. It's still so difficult to think about him not being here. Played against him, played with him, and then a colleague doing broadcasts. It was so difficult that first day when we were talking about it, because he was supposed to be, when we come home, he was supposed to be working alongside with pre and post game shows. All-time great guy, quiet. Never wanted, everyone to say how great of a player. He said, that's my job. That's all I want to do. That's my job. And it still hurts incredibly bad to think that GA's not around. And Haas, I mean, I'm sure you ran into him over the years. He is literally was one of the nicest human beings I've ever been around.
Sure did seem like a Gooby, and so sorry to hear about him. GA, it always seemed like he was so cool, calm, and collective, and he never broke out of character. Something I always admired about GA, and obviously his numbers on the field as well. What an unbelievable player, Garrett Anderson.
When you look at that World Series, when they came back Game 6 and won Game 7, it was his bases clearing double was the reason why they won.
Yeah. Timely hits.
Oh, he's a guy you didn't want to face, believe me. And I told the story that night, just trying to make it through. And I remember I was pitching with the Royals, and Bob Boone was our manager. We're in Anaheim. He comes out, we're up 3-1. It's the 9th inning. It's 2 outs. He comes out, he's going to take me out, Boone. I go, no, I guarantee I'll get a ground ball. And it was against GA, and of course, he had a ground ball base hit. Boone comes right back out. I said, well, I got the ground ball.
Sure, he loved that. Garrett Anderson, gone way too soon, a legend. Reed Detmers had 17 swings and misses back on April the 14th against the Yankees. He has just 3 today, but he's gone 9 up, 9 down. The first time through to Kansas City as Lane Thomas pops it up to Detmers. Who
my favorite play. Absolutely my favorite play.
Give him the gold glove, Jason.
Oh, man, that's a favorite play. That's your dream.
You couldn't control yourself.
You are beaming up here, Gubaza. You're beaming.
Man. I would rather do that than a strikeout any day of the week. That's the best feeling ever. As a hitter, I'm sure you're like wanting to throw the bat at me out there, but that's the favorite one.
I'm just so mad I have to run 90 feet after embarrassing myself. Grown man just hit that baseball, with all due respect, of course. I'm only saying it because I can relate. Man, and I tell you what, Detmers, now being an athlete as well, really doing it all out there. It's amazing. We heard from Otto earlier talk about he got drafted known for his curveball, known for his breaking ball. You really do have to adjust at this level. I mean, figuring out right-handed arsenal, left-handed hitters, what's my arsenal for them? Fastball at the top of the zone, in the zone, learn the changeup for contact. Really good adjustments and really good job attacking the zone here. Gooby, I know you're proud. You're still glowing, buddy. I love it.
Christmas. It's Christmas morning.
I can't stop it.
We showed the one a couple weeks ago. Tanner Bybee for Cleveland caught the one, and he put his arms up like you just did, like he was celebrating winning the welterweight championship.
We need a live look at Gooby next time. Any pop-up to the picture.
So good.
Oh, man.
You're crying. You're laughing so hard.
Fellas, I've been on teams where you get money if you make a catch on the mound and you're a pitcher. You know, the other guys have to give you $20, so maybe he got an out and some cash right there.
Is that right?
Yeah, you know, we got to prove we're the best athletes out there somehow.
Way to go, Adam. Way to go.
Show squad, Adam. Show squad.
So good. 2-2 to Bobby Witt Jr. And he smokes it fair. Nestling up against the chalk down the right field line. He's got 3 on his mind. Adele gets there. The cut throw's not going to make it. It's a sizzling triple for Bobby Witt Jr.
I mean, Trey Turner's fast, but Bobby Witt Jr., he gets first to third like no one ever. Willie Wilson was really good back in my heyday here, but right off the bat, I'm thinking, that's a triple. And when most people think double, that's triple.
When you're a 40-40 guy, to be able to take a high-end fastball down the right field line like this, you're exactly right, Gooby. Off the bat, it's head down. I'm going 3. You almost feel like you never get to see Bobby Witt Jr. fully stride out because he is so fast. Just legging out an easy triple there. Something I did not have in my bag, Jason.
Oh, come on. There's a story from MLB.com a couple years ago where Anthony Castrovince, here's a pop-up, third base side. That's going to really frustrate Vinny Pasquantino. 2 down. More on Bobby Witt Jr. after this work.
Taking a little breather. Corona. La Playa awaits.
Bobby Witt Jr. from a baseball family. His sisters, his older sisters, evidently tried to get him to, go swimming when he didn't love swimming, whatever it might be. But Anthony Castrovince did the story, and the quote was, he probably got his speed from us forcing him to do things he didn't want to do. One of his sisters said.
Sure, he got that discipline on and off the field from that as well.
That'll happen.
Bobby Witt Jr., just a humble superstar.
Yes.
The game of baseball, Gooby, right now is in such a good place. Bobby Witt Jr., Mike Trout, on and off the field, as humble as they come. Humble superstars.
So often we make this, every time we play the Royals, we make that comparison, those two guys, with Mike Trout, Bobby Witt Jr., they are the same.
Right above your head, Gooby, there was a big lightning bolt that just happened.
Well, it's because he just had an idea.
And
Gooby just had an idea.
Yes.
And the lightning, it was beyond the right field wall over in that by that Price Chopper sign over there. Here's a fly ball, right center field. Trout is underneath, and that triple will waste away. The Storms are a rumbling. The Angels lead going to the 5th. Is on Peacock at NBCSN. First up, Sunday leadoff debuts for 2026 with the Blue Jays visiting the Twins. Then in primetime, the Rangers head to Detroit to take on the Tigers on Sunday Night Baseball on Peacock at NBCSN. The Blue Jays just won a series against Cleveland today. Jesus Sanchez has a homer in back-to-back games. And then our pal Dan Petrie will join me and Mike Bassick for Rangers Tigers.
Just make sure you take care of my boy McGonigal there, man. You know him.
Hey, Delco's feeling real good about Kevin McGonigal right now.
Yes.
Kevin McGonigal can play.
Oh, yes.
I was in the booth for Kansas City when he signed his extension. The fans love him out there in Detroit, and I get it. He's a spark plug. Kind of reminded me of Neto today, leading off, setting the tone. Kevin McGonigal.
They were like saying, can you turn the music off, please?
We had the magic in us for a couple seconds too long here in Kansas City. Plate umpire Alex McKay is like, yeah, we can't really afford those 10 seconds with the storms that are bearing down on us. There was Diamond Dry getting used in the break.
He wasn't feeling it.
No, Alex, a Denver native, knows something about quirky weather. See all the packets of Diamond Dry, the bags getting used to keep this field playable, as there's a ground ball through for Shonowell.
And you got the home field advantage, just trying to take a few extra seconds to get out there. Maybe the rain will get here a little earlier. You never know. And the Halos are up there swinging at the first pitch. Like, no, we want to go and do some contact right away.
Solid piece of hitting from Nolan there. But again, Gooby, you're right. Not sure if the Angels are exactly happy about it. They're trying to get this one in before the rain comes.
That is the 4th leadoff hit for the Angels tonight. As you can hear the rain pelting our microphones, Adam Ottavino has made it indoors in a booth a couple of doors down. You can still go inside the pitch inside, though.
It's comfy in here.
You comfy?
Yeah, I am. I'm not wet. It's amazing.
They have candy bars for you, and you got gummy bears. What do you got? You got a whole spread over there or what?
No spread, but no rain either, so we're good.
We see your empty picket fence. It's very sad. The American dream has ended for Adam Ottavino.
Adam, by the way, you can take that white picket fence with you. We're classy here in Kansas City, so that's all yours, pal.
Maybe they're going to make Hoosiers too with that coming up.
I don't know if that'll fit on the plane, boys.
We'll find a way.
Yeah, you see? Just wires. Just wires left over. 1-1. That ball smoked down the left field line and foul into the corner. 1-2 on Joe Adell.
And as you mentioned how strong he is incredibly strong.
He can go the other way. His batting practice, he was going other way with authority, but there is no secret as to what the Angels' game plan offensively was today. They are aggressive, and I like it. Again, Seth Lugo up until this point in the season, just been cruising. No stress innings. Let's throw him off his game a little bit.
That's that slider for strike 3. There's one away.
So is that the slider, slurve,
sweeper? He's got 10 of them.
He's got them.
And again, he'll change the speeds. You see it again. That's a strike to ball. Good chase pitch there. Joe Adell sees strikes. That's 2 strikes I got to protect. And then all of a sudden, boom.
Exceptional spin rate on his breaking pitches too.
For context, 2 other guys only in the StatCast era have thrown 9 pitches plus in a season. Yu Darvish is one of them, and then Bryce Miller of the Mariners is the other one.
And again, I feel like Seth Lugo, when I bring it up to him and say 9, I feel like he gets a little bit upset with me.
You think he gets salty?
Because, yeah, and I got a little salt in me too, so I can respect it, Jason. But,
no, wait, really?
I wake up in the morning and you get it. But Seth Lugo, he can change the spin or the speed on these pitches so well. Seth Lugo's career to this point has been so fascinating and interesting because he came up with the Mets in New York, and Seth Lugo had 4 or 5 different pitches, but identified I can spin a baseball at an elite level. So I'm going to go with this big 12-6 curveball and throw my 4-seam fastball off of that, the north-south mix. So then for 2-3 years, he really found a groove with this north-south mix, understanding that 4-seam fastball has that ride at the top of the zone, and you combat that with the curveball. It's a good mix. And as he's continued to grow, especially here in Kansas City, he's slowly added east-west mix to the point now where he's got 10 pitches, and he can mix the speeds, angles, everything he can do with it.
And you always felt if you throw enough breaking balls, you're going to leave one over the plate, and that's the baseball that goes the furthest, too. But he had given up no home runs this season until that ball that Mike Trout had hit out in the first inning.
So, Adam, you saw him in New York. You see the high spin rate there. What was he like in New York? And then also that spin rate for the uninitiated. What does that mean for his curveball?
Well, the spin rate's incredible. Once you're over 3,000 RPM, that ball looks like a blur coming to you. The hitters can't really pick up the spin direction at all. They don't really see much but a white blob coming at them. So adds a little bit of deception, a little bit of darting action on the downward break. But great teammate. You know, I remember playing catch with him first day in spring training of 2022, and I asked him, you know, starting, relieving, and he said, oh, well, Mets won't let me start, so I'm relieving this year, but I'll be starting next year. And he was right. You know, he stuck to his guns and bet on himself, and it's paid off.
He went slow curve there in the right lane for a fly ball to right, and Starling Marte, bottom 5, next. Kansas City, bottom of the 5th inning. Sunday Night Baseball walks you through the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, curated by Bob Kendrick, who does a phenomenal job over there. We've all been to the museum. It's a great run through the history of the Negro Leagues in America. And Ahmed Fareed has a great story with Joe Adele. Ahmed?
Yeah, Jason, when the Angels schedule came out, Joe Adele started looking at the schedule, mapping out the year. They had 4 days in New York, so he planned a trip to the Jackie Robinson Museum in New York, and then an off day here in Kansas City. So he went to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Bob Kendrick, you mentioned him. The president took him around. Joe told me he was struck by the positivity around the league, how fun the games were, how profitable the league was, how well attended the games were, as well as far as having some of the greatest players ever to play the game. And now, Jason, he says he's got one more museum to see. That one in Cooperstown, National Baseball Hall of Fame, that's got his glove, so he can see his home run robbing glove in Cooperstown next time he goes to a museum.
Ahmed, you've been, right? You've been to Cooperstown?
I have been.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell everybody what it's like.
I mean, you look around, you're just like, wow, that's so cool. This was actually used in the game, and this is a piece of history that you read about, and now you're seeing it with your own eyes. That was for me. You're reading about all the profiles and the busts and the players who are in the Hall of Fame, but it's the things like the glove that robbed 3 home runs in a game against Seattle from Joe Adele. I think it's those things that bring you back to that moment, and then seeing them there with your own eyes. That's what struck me most at Cooperstown.
Man, when you talk about positivity and Cooperstown, I tell you what, first and foremost, Bob Kendrick, that gentleman, you talk about positivity. If you have ever gotten a tour at the Negro League Museum with Bob, the energy, the passion that he gives you that tour with is simply incredible. He used to come out here on Sundays, and he would have the nicest suits on, and he would say, this is my Sunday best. This is what I call this. So every time from that point on Sundays, I would always see Bob Kendrick and say, hey, this is my Sunday best, Bob. So, of course, I see him today at the stadium, say, Bob, my Sunday best, what do you got? And he says, how's you looking good, buddy? I love it. And then
your Sunday best, too.
All of a sudden, Jason, George Brett walked in here 2 innings ago and said, what the heck are you doing wearing a suit on?
That's why I don't have mine on.
I'm crushed. I'm crushed.
He's going to get me on that one.
Yeah, it was the 2nd inning. I look back, and there's somebody heckling you about your suit.
I'm surprised I'm still posting right now, continuing to finishing this broadcast, because George got me.
Oh, yes.
Got me in my head now, man. I'm so sorry, George. I love you, Dad.
So good,
George
so
Brett.
good.
I tell you what, in all seriousness, Gooby, you can talk about this. George Brett, when you talk about somebody that wears this logo and represents this organization with pride in this community, George Brett, I mean, this guy, he came out of retirement in 2013 to take over midseason to be our hitting coach. I mean, instructionally, spring training, continuously working with us as minor league players, and then in the beginning of our big league careers. But man, he seems like more than just a mentor to me. He really does seem like family now, Goob, and I know he does to you as well.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is Brett Saberhagen and I both make the team. Sabes is 20, I'm 21. He goes, you're staying with me to start the season. I'm like, I remember it took me like 3 days before I went, and I said, Mr. Brett? He goes, please don't call me Mr. Brett. Can I use your phone? I want to call my mom and dad to say, I'm staying at George Brett's house. And like, I could call my parents, and they're going out of it. You're staying at George Brett's house? I said, yeah. For him to take us in like that. And then he found us an apartment there in the Plaza area here in Kansas City. He's that great. And he, for me, the toughest player I've ever seen. Because, just ask Goose Gossage.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else who threw the baseball even remotely hard, he was hitting. We won the World Series because of him. Even coming back from 3-1 against Toronto. Boom, another punch out there. And then coming back, we were down 3-1 in St. Louis. I'll never forget this. We're in Busch Stadium, and he pops open a Budweiser and says, hey, we got him right where we want. We're looking, I'm like, no, I think we ran out of luck right here now. We're done. And he goes, no, we got him. And we came back and won 3-1, won the World Series.
You guys were down in both of those series.
First team ever, I think, in all of sports to come back from 3-1. Both of series come back like that. So, I mean, he's the one. He led us back in Game 5 here in Kansas City against Doyle Alexander, too. I mean, he was that guy. And you know this, Haas, when you have someone, you were that guy here, too. When you have that guy at the plate, no matter what, everyone else is just fall. Like we talked about Mike Trout today. He hits a home run there in the first inning. Now everyone else just goes out and plays their game, to try to do too much.
Yeah, Gooby, let's be clear on this. I was that guy off the field. I was definitely not that guy on the field. Let's be very clear about that.
You hit a bunch of playoff home runs.
I did, that is correct, but I am not Mike Trout nor George Brett. But you're so right, Gooby. That locker room presence that he had, you hear in all of sports, the team sometimes takes on the personality of their manager. I truly believe in baseball, you take on the personality of either your superstar or your captain. And George Brett, I mean, our teams in 2014-15, those playoff runs, I truly believe we try to have that mentality and the attitude that George Brett came to the field with every single day.
As the lightning flashes here, Reed Detmer is on 2-1 for Lofton, and he got him caught in between. That's a fastball down the middle, and they don't know what's coming, Gooby.
They're so expecting Reed Detmers to use those secondary pitches, but his usage of his fastball, even this year, it's about 45%. That's up considerably from where it was as a starter before. Just missed there with a good fastball. Again, it's been 94, 95, 96, so that's the thing that makes that slider better.
And not in the zone as well, Gooby. So the fastball prior to this outing not being a zone gives the hitters the ability in the hitters meeting to say, hey, know your top, meaning know the top of your zone, because if it's a fastball, there's a good chance, look at the percentages, it's not going to be a strike. So know where you want that breaking ball to start, because that's the pitch he likes to throw for a strike.
3-2. Another fastball. He's thrown it more than any other pitch today. One more out, and this game is an official ball game, which is music to the ears of everybody, I think, in the Major League Baseball league office.
Yes.
You only play each team in the American League one series, home and road, out of division. And so the Angels aren't planning on coming back here, as that's served into right center field and down for a hit for Lofton, who's on his way to second with a 2-out double.
Nicky Lofton getting some opportunities here with Jonathan India down. It's about time something goes the Kansas City Royals way right now. Gooby, I saw the pitcher catch the pop-up, but it's been way more Gooby action for the Angels. So Nicky Lofton, good piece of hitting.
Yeah, that was a good swing right there, especially as you know as a pitcher. You already know how many outs are in the fifth inning, and even to make the game official, but also even to qualify for a win. So that last out of the fifth inning, I'm telling you, is the hardest out, because you should never think ahead, but it's human nature to think ahead. I believe it.
That's a ball a little bit high. No challenge from d'Arnaud, who could have challenged the one earlier and gotten a strikeout. As we were discussing George Brett, the strikeout eventually came. d'Arnaud, by the way, behind the plate, 37 years old. He got drafted out of high school. He was the 37th overall pick that year, in the same draft as Mike Moustakas. That's how long d'Arnaud's been around.
2007.
The game 2007 he got drafted.
Travis d'Arnaud, I remember him in 2015.
Oh, do you?
New York Mets.
Oh, believe me, I mentioned that too the other day.
You, buddy. Good layup right
there. Do you
there.
remember him?
You know your partners.
By the way, he's
so
still mad about that too, d'Arnaud. I joked about it yesterday to him. He goes, "Don't go there."
And it's so funny to see, because he seemed like a young player at that time, and watching him now throughout the years, watching him with Atlanta, watching him just control a pitching staff, watching him call a game, just watching him really understand the game. And I feel like he's gotten so good at understanding the game from behind the plate, it's helped him as a hitter. I used to watch Yadier Molina just literally start his swing as soon as the pitcher started his front foot on his leg kick, because he just knew what pitch was coming from that field being behind the plate. And I think Travis d'Arnaud benefited offensively from his knowledge that he's gained over the years defensively.
Three and two to Collins. On the ground wide of third. Do you want to take everybody through the play we're alluding to involving Travis d'Arnaud?
It's not the step back heard around the world, but yeah, let's get into it. Why not? It was the smartest decision that was not a smart decision that worked out for me. And you know what? I always credit our coaches and the staff, because we had scouting reports and scouting tips that we wanted to be aggressive. We wanted to make the New York Mets infield play baseball. So I got to think that had something to do with my instincts telling me to take off, and Gooby was one of those. First step, I'm like, this is a great idea. Second step, this is a terrible idea, but I'm pot committed at this point. Let's see what happens. And
great slide you had there too.
Wow, it worked out. Thank God it worked out for the better.
Major League, you were sliding head first forever.
Yeah, I love that.
3-2, loop to center field. That's down for a base hit, and the Royals are going to be on the board. Lofton scores the first Kansas City run at 6-1 on the RBI from Collins.
That's why you're seeing Mike Mattis coming out there right now. This is slow Reed Detmers down. There's been two really good at-bats in a row against him. I'm telling you, sometimes you think ahead. You cannot think ahead, because this Royals team generally always, and even back in your day, always puts the ball in play.
Or just not think at all, right, Gooby? Because think about the situation, 2 outs, we know the rain's coming. Okay, let me try and get some contact here. Let's get this quick out. All of a sudden, 6-1, couple guys on base. Royals showing some life. Love to see it.
Collins has had a great series so far.
When the Royals are call, we'll get back to it.
Ace has all the power you need to get the job done right, with the best power brands all under one roof, like Steel, Eagle, Milwaukee, Craftsman, and Toro, with free assembly and delivery or ready for pickup in just 15 minutes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Isaac Collins 4 for 7 in the series, 3 walks as well, and the Royals are on the scoreboard for the first time.
3 walks as well, Jason. When the Royals acquired Collins from Milwaukee, his plate discipline, elite plate discipline. He knows the zone. That's what the Royals really like about Collins, and he's been starting to get better and better as the season goes on. He's getting more comfortable in that Royal uniform.
I don't anticipate him going here with that traction over to first base, but Detmers, for a left-handed pitcher, is susceptible to a stolen base. Very susceptible to it.
Yeah, and
Boone's gotten a little bit better, but he's given up some stolen bases in his career.
We mentioned with O'Hoppe, what a devastating time for the injury, because the Royals clearly wanted to run last night.
Well, he went, and he was just trying to protect himself. Massey was playing defense for his nose and goes around.
That's another one of pitcher's favorite things there, when you get a up and in swing like that until you get a strike called.
Yeah, wow.
So a purpose and a strike.
Jason, were you a pitcher back in the day? You reacted like a pitcher right there, not on the offense. You reacted completely on the defensive side.
I've known Gooby for longer. That's all that's about. 0-2.
I'm just getting close to a Gordie Howe for him right now.
That's right.
Now he needs a punch out to get the Gordie Howe going. Caught a pop-up, an up and in pitch, and then a strikeout.
It's like Gooby's birthday right now. I mean, it's like we got him a pony. 1-2, and it's guided to first base. Shawnuel retires the side. It's an official game, which looked very unlikely at 10 this morning. We're playing through here into the 6th inning. Adam Frazier will lead it off for the Angels, who are trying to salvage one game of this series. Frazier gives it a ride to right field. Marte is back there, and that one hops the wall into the crowd for a double for Frazier, who's had quite an eventful 2 days. 2 doubles tonight. He got to throw yesterday.
Yes, he's a perfect guy for this team. The guy's going to make contact, give you good at bat, solid defense. Up goes Frazier on that one.
Oh, love that, Goofy. Another
twist on the plot.
First pitch double. Angels game plan, more.
Blame it on the rain, I think, right now.
Yeah, that's all right. Goofy was saving his really good jokes until 7:30 p.m. But we may not get there tonight. Neto pops it up through the rain. Witt at shortstop says get away and makes the catch.
First time they retired him today. And again, swinging at the first pitch.
First pitch swing, another one. Tough sky right now, too, on the pop-ups.
I'll be honest, I liked pitching in the rain because I felt it was more difficult for hitters to see because the rain hit the helmet and distract them. I thought it was better to pitch in the rain.
Well, with that, it's time to batter up with FanDuel. Live look at the batter up odds for Mike Trout for plate appearance number 4. You thought the rain distracted the hitter?
Yes, because it hits the helmet and you see just enough of a distraction. I felt it was better. And for me, I wasn't about having that grip on the unbreakable. I like the baseball having some movement to it, so a little bit of rain doesn't hurt me.
Mike Trout pummels this ball to center field. Thomas is back, and he has room to make the catch. Frazier tags and gets to third.
Okay, Trout, before I see you in the hotel lobby, good thing actually Angels are flying out of here because center field, the fences were not moved in at Kauffman Stadium. He gets a good piece of this ball. Lane Thomas runs it down 410 feet out there. Another good swing from Mike Trout.
I mean, everything about that says a home run, a 33-degree launch angle, 106.3 off the bat. You usually think a home run, but that's 410.
Man, and you use metrics nowadays, too, with a player like Mike Trout. When you see that, you know he's healthy. That's a good sign.
Speed dating meets Major League Baseball in the 6th inning. Double for Frazier, and that's all.
Did I pass?
Yeah. Capital One Cafe, part bank, part cafe, all in one convenient and welcoming space. Capital One Cafes are open 7 days a week. Visit CapitalOne.com/local to learn more. What's in your wallet?
Oh, there's a pretty good lightning bolt this second ago there.
Yeah, we've got some volatility in the weather market right now as Reed Detmers throws to Lane Thomas. So, you know, it's a drenching rain here. Adam Ottavino has had to move inside from his backyard perch out in right field. The ponchos are very much out as the Royals try to come back. It's been raining for innings, but this is why we have analysts who are experts here in the booth. Mark Gubiza has brought something that none of us would have thought to bring. Look at
there it is, my Shawno Wow towel.
It's amazing. What'd you pay for that? 3 installments of $9.99?
Oh yes. Everybody had a home run the other day. I was waving around. He was like, "Oh, that was so cool. My parents saw that. My Shawno Wow towel."
That's amazing.
Beautiful. Shawno Wow towel.
Yes.
I need to get me one of these.
The old Sham Wow towel. And then we got the Shawno Wow towel.
Do you have a food processor in your bag too?
Well, let me check. As long as it makes chicken tenders, I'm all right.
1 and 2 is inside. They might have to think about stopping this soon. It is a drenching rain, and the lightning in the background is substantial enough that even 3 Shawno Well towels won't be able to clean up after. But Reed Detmers seems unbothered by all of it. Even this radar that's getting like purplish unicorn color.
Yeah, it's not radar love anymore either.
No.
It does not look good.
No golden earrings here.
Way to go, Jason.
Thank you. 2 and 2. It's a
little too young for that one there.
Hey, I'm constantly taking notes right now, Goofy. I have a backpack, and the only thing I have in it is a Snickers bar. I have a laptop that I haven't been on, and a pen that I have not written anything with. I'm continuing to try to keep up, keeping score, but I will bring some sort of towel with me next time. I promise you that.
Yeah. The reverse Boy Scout over here, never prepared. Eric Hunter. 3 and 2. It's on the ground and through. It's a base hit for Lane Thomas to lead off the 6th. And look, a couple hits here and there, and the Royals can put some game pressure on.
Yes, I mean, that's the thing. It's a 5-run game. You know, not able to get that last run across after that leadoff double by Frazier. This is a team that makes contact. You notice, Haas, you've seen them enough. They will battle you all the way through the Royals.
Yeah, and the Royals offensively have to be thinking right now, let's try and get into that bullpen. Angels bullpen's been struggling this year, but at the same time, they're a little light right now down there. So Detmers did a great job with this outing, eating up innings, but right now the Royals have a real shot to get back in this.
Especially with this guy at the plate.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a rumor.
I tell you what, Gooby, getting a little older and saltier in my old age. With superstars like Bobby Witt Jr. and Mike Trout, Jason, you almost look for a reason to kind of hate on him. And Bobby Witt Jr. just absolutely gives you no reason whatsoever on and off a baseball field. But in all seriousness, Gooby and I were talking about this before the game. What I love the most about Bobby Witt Jr. is that
the power, left center field, way back there, and gone! It's a 3-run game in the 6th. Junior goes yard.
I tell you what, Jason, this is exactly what I love about Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr., on behalf of the United States of America, thank you for being our shortstop. You are an absolute game changer. Kansas City Royals are back in this, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Come back on Peacock. Vinny Pasquantino coming up. I'm fired up, boys. Gooby, I don't mean to be showing you up in any way, but it's about time the Royals back in this. Get me excited a little bit.
His first home run of the season, and the two guys we talked about, the franchise guys, both have homered.
Jason,
today, 2-run home run.
You're looking for something against Bobby Witt Jr. Give him a reason to hate on him. Now, we're going to save home run #1 for national television on Peacock. I see you, Bobby Witt Jr., true gentleman.
And they usually come in bunches for him, especially after that. Already some work starting. Sam Bachman getting loose in the Angels bullpen, and now with the changes, Jordan Romano DFA'd today. A couple moves in that bullpen as well. Sean Anderson goes down. Add 2 arms. The question is, who is the closer going to be? But you see the career comparison for a very young star, and then Mike Trout, who's an established star. Some interesting comparison shopping here.
And one thing I really notice about this, just off the bat, is Bobby Witt Jr. Everybody in Kansas City and the whole world knows what I think about him, but at the same time, let's not forget how good of a start to Mike Trout's baseball career that was, because we get, I don't know if it's emotional at times, but young players come up in the league, have success for 1 year, 2 years, and it's like, man, this can be the next superstar. But you go and compare them to the first years of Mike Trout, and they still don't count. They don't compare to what Mike Trout did his first 5-6 years in the big leagues.
And amazing when Mike Trout came up, the comparison, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Ricky Henderson. Now Bobby Witt's coming up, he's compared to Mike Trout, which it's a great comparison. Both the guys, both of them just have respect and love for the game, and they play hard every single pitch during a game.
And Bobby Witt Jr., game changer. We talked about the greatest catch that wasn't a catch. He can do it defensively, legging out triples with ease. He can do it with his feet, hitting homers. He does it all.
Now Detmer's ball 1 to Pasquantino. Suddenly, the footing is unstable.
You see him look back as soon as he delivered that baseball. That's the one thing, though. The only thing that's uncomfortable about a pitcher when you land, if your front foot slips a little bit, that drops your elbow, and you have elevated pitches like that. Yeah, just a little bit of a slip.
Popped up, foul ground, first base side. Shawnuel is over there at the tarp. Frazier goes to visit as well. Adam Ottavino, when you come into a game late especially, how's the footing in a game like this?
Yeah, it can be dicey for sure. You gotta make sure you have that plant leg where you want it. I think that's a little bit of the issue that Gooby was talking about right there. But, you know, for me, it's a little bit interesting that they got Bachman warm in here. There's been a lot of talk about he could be the next closer. And considering where we're at in this game with the rain, you know, fire him early. I like the idea by Suzuki here.
I mean, it's just basically, it comes down, it's the high leverage situation. It's the part of the lineup where you might think if Pasquantino, whether you get him out or not, I think he might be in there for Salvi.
That's a great point, Gooby. Nowadays in today's game, sorry, Jason, you always hear the high leverage lane. You even see closers now not taking the 9th inning because teams are electing to put them in this high leverage lane. So great point by Otto as well.
We saw the closed doors beyond the left field
I
fence.
challenged that one too. I waited on that one.
Pitch is called the ball. Third strike. The batter's challenging.
He's going to win that one.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. First challenge. It is ball 4.
Awarded first base. Kansas City has 2 challenges remaining.
So here comes Pasquatch out in left field. You saw the closed doors. The famed monster that only comes out when Vinny does something and takes a walk no matter how drenching the rain is.
And look at him. Even the Pasquatch has a little different strut, a little different energy about him right now. It's amazing. Energy and momentum is a real thing in baseball. I mean, my energy and momentum right now, Jason, the Royals are back in this game. And as of 10 minutes ago, it did not feel like that.
No, not at all. Pasquatch takes a walk. And Pasquantino does too. Detmers is out. Bachman's coming in. Detmers' day is done. 6-3. The Angels leading the Royals. Detmers hands off Pasquantino to Sam Bachman, a sinker slider guy out of the bullpen. Adam Ottavino, you know this situation.
Yes, sir. Brought in to face Mr. Salvador Perez here. Double play candidate. Not a lot of wheels, but hits the ball hard enough to start up that double play beautifully. I expect a lot of sliders away and sinkers on both sides of the plate here.
First one coming. That's a strike. How many strikes would you throw, Adam, in this sequence?
I mean, definitely strike one, and then from there, you definitely want to expand if you can. But I think I would try to jump ahead here 0-2 if I could.
He gets a tapper past the mound to second base. Frazier gets one there. Turn is exactly what he wanted. Bachman gets a 4-6-3 double play, as you said, Adam.
Yeah, it's a perfect situation. Pounds that sinker 97 down and away as the lightning comes. Wow. And, you know, Salvi didn't hit that very hard, but again, he's a pretty slow guy. So if you can keep him out of the air and, you know, away from his A swing, you've already kind of won half the battle there.
But it's a great feed by Adam Frazier. We talk about how good of a player he is. This feed and that arm strength that Zach Neto has to be able to turn a double play. Bachman almost tipped that away. Sometimes you look back where your infielders are at and you let the baseball go. And you know, Salvador Perez has had incredible numbers in his career against the Angels. He's had a lot of big moment swings, but be able to get him out like that, a nice double play turn by Frazier to Neto. Big time for Sam Bachman.
Fair ball. Down the line and left. Starling Marte. Extra bases on his mind.
That's how big that double play was. That's a run.
And that looked like a slider there. Marte double down the line. But great points. Otto made a great point as well. Salvador Perez with that double play. You want to get him off. First, let's take a look. Starling Marte, double down the line there. That's the slider. The sinker, the pitch that Salvador Perez grounded on double play. Like Otto said, your goal as a pitcher, I have to imagine, Gooby, is to get Salvador Perez off of his A swing. So with strike one, now 0-1 as a hitter, you become a little more defensive. Not on the attack, a little more defensive. You want to see it a little deeper. So now you pound that sinker and you get your ground ball double play.
Yeah, especially if you can keep it on the outer half and down, because yesterday he hit a home run off of Urania, a power sinker, and he lined it out for a home run on the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, the A swing part of that's the key component for me, Haas. I think you're totally right. Salvi's A swing is dangerous. He can take you out anywhere in this ballpark. But if you can get him into that medium speed swing, now you've already won half the battle. You kind of take the extra base hit out of the equation.
That's such a good point, Otto. If I, as a hitter, have the ability to eliminate a third of the plate, if I have the ability to lean out over the plate, if I can eliminate a pitch because he doesn't throw it for a strike, I can be on the attack and anticipate. But strike one, as soon as that happens, I now have to protect, and I think that's what got Salvi off this A swing Otto keeps bringing up.
This is a dangerous hitter right here. I'll tell you what, Oz, he hits the ball hard all the time. And one thing about Bachman, though, he does have a changeup. And that's a pitch, I think, that can neutralize Jensen here out in front.
Carter Jensen, who grew up a Royals fan, went to high school in these parts at Park Hill High School. He was a Trojan. He grew up coming to Kauffman Stadium, watching the Royals, and he's got a chance to get one of those A swings off here on 3-1 in a 3-run game. It's ball 4. So Adam, you've been in that situation before where there's a right-hander coming next, there's a lefty in the pocket. How much of that is a pitch around?
Well, a little bit. You saw he went to the slider there on 3-1. Didn't want to challenge him 3-1. I mean, it's a little bit of a negotiation with yourself because you know you're bringing the tying run up to the plate, which isn't the fundamental thing to do. But being that it's a right-on-right matchup, you do feel more comfortable here.
It's Lofton. It's ball 1.
One thing about Sam Bachman, at times that strike zone can go away from him. So that's why, even though Jensen hits the ball well, I got to be in attack mode with him. Yeah. I don't care if it's a right-hander or not on deck. If that goes away, the strike zone, and all of a sudden, there's a lot of momentum on the Kansas City side.
Ground ball to shortstop. Neto for the final out of what could have been more for Kansas City. Bobby Witt Jr. goes deep, though, to draw him closer. First one of the year for Junior. It's a 3-run game. Sunday Night Baseball on Peacock is brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Seth Lugo was ready to go out to the mound, and then he was told to come back off the field so the grounds crew could come on and make first base more playable. Alan Porter is the crew chief, Philadelphia's own Alan Porter. He looks like he just went down a water slide. That's how rainy it's been. I mean, everybody is just flat out drenched. And they're trying. They're doing everything they can. I mean, Gooby, nobody has said this in the last 25 years, but don't you miss the AstroTurf here at Kauffman Stadium?
Not as a sinker ball pitcher, I did. I wish I had this infield grass. I might have got a few more W's and a few more outs. But it definitely, we never, I mean, at that point, when I was here, everyone would come from outer state. We had people from Colorado, Iowa. It was before the Rockies were even in play, so Nebraska. So when you had a game going, you were playing this game, no matter how long it took, no matter how much rain. I mean, George Toma, the all-time great groundskeeper, and he used to joke. I said, "If you're the best groundskeeper, why do you have AstroTurf?" He goes, "I could put grass on top of that AstroTurf and make it be perfect."
I remember seeing some of the old pictures of you guys in the summertime between the AstroTurf and the heat out here. You guys would have your cleats and your feet in buckets, ice water. Just, it was that hot. It was almost like you can see the heat rising up.
I remember one game, it was 163 degrees on the turf pitching that one day.
No.
Yes.
You put the thermometer in it?
They had it down there. I'm like, all right. But as a pitcher, that didn't bother me because I'm on the dirt, but everybody else was on the turf. So I'm like, and they come in and put their feet right in the buckets, and the steam would just come up. It was unbelievable how hot it could be during the summer.
It would fry the bottom of shoes, right?
Oh, yes.
Basically?
Yes.
I'm a new school type of player because I do not have that grit and toughness to grind through that, Jason.
No, you still have your coat on. I mean, you're
keeping me dry.
Prim and proper, Eric Hosmer.
I'm going to drop it off at George Brett's house after this game and say, I'm sorry.
I keep waiting for him to come back in here to say no.
I will never wear a suit to a baseball game.
We asked each of you for your favorite memories here at Kauffman Stadium. Gooby, this is yours.
Yes, I mean, Game 7 was beautiful, but this one, right, the great Dane Ord, the walk-off base hit, and Buddy Biancalana, the folk hero we used to call him, this Dave Letterman's guy.
Oh, but look at that young man. Getting ready to get his 20th win in 1988. A little ground ball to shortstop.
There's that turf. Bill Pecota, the Pecota line we're seeing all around the baseball.
Love Bill Pecota. Eric Hosmer, your greatest memories here at Kauffman Stadium?
Yeah, and I'm hoping this is the same memory I sent in the email 3 days ago, but it's that 2014 wild card game. For me, the triple. This is really where it all got going. For me, Kansas City, this is where we truly believe that we can be next level as a team. We are a playoff team, and we can compete. We can compete against the big market teams. The Detroit Tigers seem to have our number this year. So after this game, we ended up going to Anaheim, played the LA Angels, swept them, and Baltimore ended up beating the Detroit Tigers. And that's really when it felt like, okay, we have a real chance at this because we tried everything that 2014 season to beat Detroit. We could not beat them. Andy Dirks probably knows why, but we just couldn't get past them. So once Baltimore got past them, it was like, man, this is a real shot. But that 2014 wildcard game here, that was a eye-opening experience because I saw Kauffman Stadium take it to another level as far as atmosphere. I mean, I remember doing a post-game interview, and I had to stop for like 5 seconds because I was like, I'm going to throw up. I need to stop and take a deep breath. It was an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I remember watching that, too, because you guys were behind considerably in that game against the Athletics that time, too, and you guys came back.
Against John Lester.
John Lester, too. You guys were stealing bags because he couldn't throw to bases, too. You guys knew that.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. 7-3. Rusty Kuntz, who just texted me right now, old player. He is an absolute guru when it comes to base running. So what Rusty discovered, and I've told this story a million times, but I love telling it each time, Rusty discovered John Lester hadn't picked off first base in 2 years, 3 years, whatever it was. So in our hitters meeting, he just gave us this confidence of John Lester at that point in time was probably the best pitcher in postseason history.
Yeah.
And listen, fellas, if we can get to first base, we can win this game because now it's a track meet. Let's run. Let's trust our athleticism. So even down in the 8th inning, 4 or 5 runs, we still trusted our game plan, and I felt like that gave us a little boost of confidence thinking we could really get back into this.
I just like seeing you two young fellas from back in your early days.
Oh, that felt like it was at 750 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it felt like that for me. I couldn't imagine Gooby, with all due respect.
Oh, yes.
Could not imagine. It's funny, Gooby and I, Jason, we're all joking in between that. Vinny Pasquantino, who is my boy, I love Vinny to death, joking with Otto right there. I don't know if Vinny requested for first base to get dried up right there. I don't know if it was wet, but I know for sure if I requested that and one of my pitchers was on the mound, they would not be happy.
Yeah, no.
Possible finable offense in Kangaroo Court.
Yeah, I'm already working my way to the mound. You just go to first base. You're okay over there.
That's right.
And it's still, I mean, this is playable, but it's still questionable. I mean, this is a pretty spotty infield right now in terms of some wet, some dry. Lugo's footing is fine enough as he gets a fly ball to right field, and Marte drifting back to the wall. That's foul. The Angels have had the leadoff man on in each of the last 3 innings, 2 doubles in that, and they've not added on against Lugo.
And that's the thing. When you have a lead, it's always when you're in the dugout, you say, we got to score a run. We got to have Kansas. If you're the Angels, we got to have Kansas City believe, okay, off day tomorrow, we got to get ready. We won the series. We feel pretty good about it. But if you've led them in the game here now, you're already bringing up that tying run to the plate last half inning. You feel that you have a shot.
Yeah, on the other side of that, Gooby, in Kansas City's dugout, they're finding something to rally about. And it's like, hey, let's get back in this because that bullpen's light, like we mentioned.
That ball's pumped to right field. Well hit all the way back to the track and off the base of the wall for a very strong man, Jorge Soler, with a drive to right. The former Kansas City Royal has another leadoff double.
That's amazing. Another. He is so strong. When you think about it, yesterday in the game, he was standing next to Salvador Perez. Those two have the all-time record for home runs in a season for the Royals.
Sure do. 103 miles an hour off the bat there.
He is so strong. He said he's in the best shape of his life. I just laugh. I go, aren't you always in the best shape of your life? He goes, I lost weight. My legs feel good. I'm like, that ain't right. When you're saying the best shape of your life, you're like, oh, God, what does the rest of us look like?
Ground ball second base. Shanuel gets him over to third. The Angels trying to add on, and the lightning just flickered. It's like Saturday Night Fever here. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan that QR code on the screen or go to MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear.
By the way, that's a good at bat right there for Shanuel. Gets him over.
Good team baseball.
Alan Porter playing through.
I got it.
I mean,
heavy stuff's not coming down the way.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's out there in it too. He got to be there too.
Well, he's from Philly, so it rains pretty much every day of the year there, so he's used to it.
It does. I mean, he's looking around like, what straw? He said it's. I think if I'm reading lips right, he said it's not going to stop. if I'm reading lips right, part of that sentence was it's not going to stop. He's talking to Adam Eaton over there.
He tied him up with a changeup in. You see what Joe Adell's trying to do. He's trying to get something to hit in the air with the infield in here. It's a big run for the Angels right now. That add-on run. All of a sudden, the Royals are right back in the game. That is a huge run out there for the Halos.
Infield comes in. Soler at third. Lugo still under 100 pitches. Adell has cut down his strikeout rate for that reason. This kind of at bat. It's an RBI single, and it's 7-3. That's the development of Joe Adell at the plate.
Jason, that is a great point. And sometimes you think of a guy like Joe Adell, it's all about power, but his two-strike approach has been so much better. If you look at the percentage of hits he's had over the last few years, center field, right center field. Why? When he gets to 2 strikes, he tries to do damage. He had, I think, 17 first pitch home runs last year. But when he gets to 2 strikes, it's a different approach where you know that, Haas, the worst feeling as a pitcher is a guy that goes the other way or back up the middle when you got 2 strikes. You hate that.
Yeah, guy that doesn't have holes.
Seth Lugo is done. The Angels knock him out 7-3 in the 7th. Presented by Capital One here in Kansas City. It's the Angels 7 and the Royals 3. As Eli Morgan comes in out of the bullpen from Kansas City's side, and he drops in a changeup for strike 1 to Lowe. Morgan loves that changeup to left-handers here. He throws it nearly 2 out of every 5 pitches to lefties, and there's a slider for strike 2. Adam As you watch Eli Morgan navigate a left-hander, where do your eyes go?
I'm always been fascinated with his changeup. Averages 77 miles an hour. That's insanely slow for a modern-day changeup. So I love the effect that he has, being able to make it look like a fastball, and then it just kind of parachutes.
So working off of that high fastball, what do you think the hitter sees?
That was non-competitive there, so he's just going to erase that, and he's going to try to, keep him in the strike zone, keep an eye out for that bottom rail, try not to swing at the changeup in the dirt.
On 1 and 2, parachute is the right word for that. 2 and 2.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, Otto is right, because that pitch before was non-competitive, the fastball up, because he's trying to pitch off the previous pitch there. So a fastball up speeds up the hitter, changes their vision, gets them up, and then all of a sudden you slow it down with the changeup off of that. The hitter's already sped up. That's that north-south mix. Sorry,
that's the one pitch, though, Haas. It always, like, I never like that pitch, that high fastball, because as a hitter, okay, now he's going downstairs, so at least your eyes can track the lower third of the strike zone, whether a changeup or a breaking ball, so you have a better chance. So many guys over the years, if you go that high fastball, you're not going to get a swing up there.
3 and 2. The runner Adele is off. It's a fly ball to left, and Collins will watch it go foul.
And that's where pitching has really, really evolved, because we mentioned Seth Lugo, 10 different pitches, east, west, north, south. Most of the time, with like now what we're seeing with a guy like Eli Morgan, the north-south mix. It's a four-seam fastball at the top of the zone, and then the changeup off of that. So as a hitter, I can almost, as a left-handed hitter, say I want to pick one out, pick the changeup out, see where I want it to start, and sit on it. So now these pitchers have increased their arsenals. They've added the cutter, the sinker. So now I don't have the ability to zone him up, to do the north-south, because he can run that cutter in on me, and that does not give me the ability as a hitter to really just zone him up or down.
Adele runs again. This is popped up again, foul.
Just looking at numbers here, Seth Lugo gave up 14 hits today.
Career
He given up 19 all season long and over 31 innings pitched.
First pitch.
Yes.
The Angels came out swinging today.
Yes, they did. They went in their little Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns fight. They were just going at it right away, just trying to attack mode right from that first pitch on.
I love that. And Gooby, I got to imagine, as a pitcher, that line for Seth Lugo, he had been cruising up until this point, but seeing him grind out the innings after the tough start, first 2 innings didn't go his way, still ate up quality innings for the Royals, keep those bullpen guys, especially the high leverage guys, off their feet.
Adele runs again. That's guided in the ear. Foul again. First base side. Pasquantino will watch it fly, and Joe Adele might need an oxygen
You
mask
gain
at some
so
point.
much respect from your teammates, your position players as a pitcher when you go deep like that. Because it's easy to say, I'm good, I'm done. Tap out, go to the bullpen, but you save your bullpen, and your guys playing behind you have so much respect when you go out there and keep battling.
That's really the beauty, the blend of Seth Lugo is he's a smart guy, big brain, understands all the metrics, the numbers, but at the same time, he's holding runners on. He understands the old school, old soul, so to speak, pitcher stuff you got to do to just pitch, be complete.
3 and 2 again. And Lowe gets a piece again. Another pitch after this.
Let's take a look at Capital One checking accounts. We're talking no fees, no minimums, just one question. What's in your wallet?
With Mark Gubicza, who allowed more than 14 hits just once in his career.
Well, I felt like I was Motown. It was all about the hits. I had to bring it to Detroit for you there, Jason.
I love it. Jensen tried to hold on to that. You don't need any more of that in the series after what happened to Logan O'Hoppe, who was out for an indeterminate amount of time, but on the injured list. 3 and 2. Adele runs again. That's a base hit to right by Lowe, and Adele's going to get to third easily. It's a 10-pitch at bat into a single, and the Angels are in business again.
And this is the kind of game they've been waiting for Josh Lowe, and he's put it together, but I don't know if he's all right. They're going to have to go out there and see him as he went around the base there, too. Maybe still the risk from that dive back to first base, because finally put together a really solid offensive game.
Yeah, you hope he's all right, because that was a solid offensive game, solid offensive at bat right there.
If I'm reading lips right, I think he said it's just cramping. If I'm reading lips properly again, and it's one of the most important skills you can have as a sports viewer is lip reading.
You're talented, Jason. I always knew you were good, but I didn't know that. Are you a mentalist too? Can you do that?
My friends would say yes. I'm a mentalist.
Do it all, buddy. If there's anybody that should be cramping, it should be Joe Adele. After all those foul balls, it's like they're getting them out of there.
You can take them out of the game. So it's a four-man bench. You have Peraza, Teodosio, Grissom, and then Rivero, who came up from AAA, and it's going to be the defensive specialist Bryce Teodosio coming in. T-Mobile, America's best network, connects you to America's pastime.
It's not unusual that Kurt Suzuki will put Teodosio out in left field later in the game, but he's throwing the bat so well. We mentioned how great of a base stealer he is. Well, Teodosio is fast himself, but I mean, you're talking all-time great base stealer with Josh Lowe.
Joe Adell running on that 3-1 pitch, 3-2 as well. I like the aggressive mindset there for Suzuki in this Angels offense. A lot of times there in that situation, you'll see the runner at first get a head start, 3-1, 3-2 counts, because you're trusting the hitter to make contact if the pitch is in the zone.
I always remember you as a great base runner. On that one right there, as you're going, do you quickly pick up the third base coach? Because he had no hesitation whatsoever. You don't necessarily know, especially the baseball was behind him. Is that what you try to do?
So that's more of a run and hit situation. If I'm a base runner, as soon as I break to steal, I'm going to be eyes on the batter because I want to see contact. I'm really not trying to steal the base, all out straight steal. I'm trying to get a head start. 3-1, 3-2 again. If the pitch is in the zone, I'm trusting the hitter, and I also know as a hitter that I got to be swinging. I'm looking for something to drive. But at the same time, if it's out of the zone, it's ball four. So sometimes teams like to get that head start going. Joe Adell didn't need it, but yeah, as a base runner, Groovy, I'm locked in, tracking the pitch, eyes on him as soon as I break.
1-1 is fouled away right side. Adam, you know Darno here, right on right here in the 7th inning. How do you get the double play or the strikeout if you're Eli Morgan?
Yeah, I don't think he can pitch for the double play. It's not really Eli's MO. He's much more of a fly ball pitcher, so I think you got to go strikeout or pop up here. Off that foul ball, I think up in fastball a little bit above the zone, see if you can get him to fish for it or get a pop up. That would be my guess here.
Yeah, just 32% ground ball this year for Eli Morgan, and it's right at Massey. With the turn, there it is.
Oh, no. Stay dialed in, buddy.
Sometimes green 00 comes up.
It captures the imagination.
A disappearing act at the dish.
It's always worth the effort.
Schlittler dominates his boyhood team.
Even when it breaks your heart. Because there's hope in what comes next.
It's about just showing up every day, giving you something to cheer about. And thankfully today we freaking did that, all right?
This week, baseball had a power surge.
Show me the booty.
20 years and one swing to celebrate.
It's our Sunday night baseball buzz, recapping the week in all of Major League Baseball. 7-3, the Angels with the lead here over Kansas City in what normally will be the final game of the night. As there is ball number 1 thrown by Bachman to Isaac Collins. The headline news in the last 24 hours is what happened in Boston.
Man, what a great question. What happened? It's clear there's dysfunction, disconnect in that locker room, but when you talk about Alex Cora and Jason Varitek and what they mean to that organization, I know a lot of people were surprised by the news of both those guys, or at least Alex Cora being let go in April.
No, I mean, Alex Cora, I've known him since his Dodgers days. I mean, as a player.
Fly ball right field down the line toward the pole, and Adell looks up. That is a fair baseball, and it's out of here for Collins to lead off the 7th. Kansas City gets one back.
This corner, you notice so well. Both corners, it looks like a foul ball, but it always drifts back to that foul pole.
Isaac Collins get us going. I'm not going to lie, fellas. I was channeling my inner Hawk Harrelson there, yelling,
Home field is a home run. This is a crew chief review.
This is a crew chief review. All home runs can be reviewed by crew chief review. You don't have to use a challenge, and we will see if this ball ends up fair.
It looked like a square right on the foul pole.
Yeah, it looked like it. So they're talking to New York. We will see if this crew chief review leads to it being 7-4 off a home run still. Alan Porter quickly has the answer.
After review, the call is confirmed. It is a home run.
There you go.
Alan Porter confirming it just right off the foul pole. Again, the Kansas City Royals, they're in this one. They believe they can come back and do this job, and there's some momentum, there's some energy. Still a lot of people here in Kauffman Stadium just hanging up by the concourse, staying dry, but the Royals are in this game.
And the one thing for Angels relievers, that second inning back out, it's been a tough one for them, no matter who it's been.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, it's a tough one to explain. I think you get through that one inning, there's a little bit of a letdown. You did your job, but that all of a sudden, your stuff is not as crisp the second time out. Even though Bachman has been a starter throughout his career, but it's had a tough time. Zephyr John is another one. It's first inning dominant, second time back out, it's not quite the same. This command of the strike zone.
Adam, how does that second up, as they say, feel for a reliever? What's different, maybe?
I think in this situation, he came in with guys on base in a big spot facing Salvi. He did his job. There's a little bit of a release after you come in and do your job there. Then you have to reset, get your mind right, and come out and start reattacking again that next inning. This is a guy who doesn't have great command to begin with. We got the rain, we got the elements, we got everything going on. I'm not totally surprised he hasn't been sharp to open this inning.
It's a great point, Adam. I think that happens because you have that stress level of people on base, and you're going all out, and then all of a sudden you feel it's easy. It's a clean inning, but now all of a sudden it's not.
Yeah, he's battling the elements. But Otto, I got a question. I got to imagine as a pitcher, especially in the bullpen, when we're seeing it with Kansas City. Lucas Erceg was a guy that would come in 6th, 7th inning, high leverage lane, clean up mess, and he would be that guy that can go 1, 2 innings plus. But now he's in the closer role. He's trying to take care of the 9th inning. In my opinion, we're so routine oriented, and pitchers especially are creatures of habit. When you start asking these guys in the bullpen to do different roles than they're accustomed to, that's got to mess with them a little bit on top of all these elements they're battling as well.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the routine of it all, it's a big deal to a lot of guys, but I think ultimately if you're the player, you have to control that with your mind. You have to just come up with a way to be better. You have to come up with a way to compete, not lose focus. At the end of the day, concentration is a skill. You should train that. And in these situations, you are going to be asked to pitch more than 1 inning at times. You're a great pitcher. They want you out there in the big spots, so embrace that.
Foul ball from Thomas. You saw in the bullpen, Brent Suter is up. Part of the reason he is up is to dissuade Quatrero from using a left-handed bat, which he has available off the bench, with Caglione specifically, but Isbell as well.
Yeah, it's a big one too. And let's not forget Michael Garcia. We don't know. There's a possibility he's still on the active roster. But yeah, Jason, to your point, when you get late in the game here, it's fun to watch these managers go at it and match up. But Jack Caglione on the bench could be a late weapon for the Royals.
That's a challenge coming from d'Arnaud. It's either ball 2 or strike 3. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
Going to be above the zone too. That's that tough one again.
The call is confirmed. The Angels have 1 challenge remaining.
You ever notice how the umpires, when it's confirmed, they're pretty excited.
Confirmed.
Pretty firm about it, huh?
Yes.
Saying it with their chest as the
it's like, oh, it's overturned.
Well, they've for years had no recourse when batters look back at them or catchers say something to them, and now there's a system in place. So Massey at first, 2-2 from Bachman, and he's going to step off. It's a drenching rain still here at Kauffman Stadium, and it's not getting any easier.
And look who's on deck for Kansas City too.
The man who homered in the 6th, Bobby Witt Jr. 2-2. It's a slow grounder to third. Moncada charges and can't barehand. 2-on. Nobody out for Bobby Witt Jr. And suddenly, through the puddles, the tying run comes to the plate for Kansas City.
That's right, and it brings up America's shortstop. The elements right now, wet field, slippery ball. Yohan Moncada's coming in, and he thinks he can barehand this ball. And maybe on a normal day he can, but it's wet out there right now, especially on that grass.
Yeah, no way, especially with that speed, you're going to be able to get that grip to make the play. And that's one of his best attributes at third base, is coming in on the baseball while using his bare hand.
Fellas, you think d'Arnaud felt his pitcher struggling a little bit there, so try to get him that out with that challenge?
That's a good point, Adam.
Great point, Otto. I think that's something that we're going to learn throughout the season. Early on with the ABS challenge system, it seemed like offenses were doing different things. Challenge early, let's not challenge early, let's challenge late. But yeah, it definitely seemed like Travis d'Arnaud saw his pitcher struggling and tried to get him one.
So with all that, and speaking of a pitcher who's been struggling, now the diamond drive was coming on the field, but they're going to pull everybody off.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the infield, it's pretty wet there in the shortstop position.
Yeah, and I know it's only been 7 games, but Kansas City fans have heard me. Energy and momentum is a real thing. They're booing right now. They are not happy. Neither is Kitaro, and I get it.
But they have tried to let this play. The umpiring crew, the 4-man umpiring crew, has tried to let this go as long as humanly possible, and they've used so much diamond dry and all of that. And Matt Quatrero, his argument would be, what has changed?
Correct. And oh man, Jason, you know I'm supposed to be unbiased, but the Royals have my heart. But when you look at the at-bat, Detmers versus Vinny, slips on the mound, high and in. Both players are at risk here, so I get it from Alan Porter's sake. Also, I get it from Q's sake. We got the momentum. We got an inning building here.
Well, his question, you would have to imagine, would be, is there some gamesmanship in asking about the mound by the Angels there? Now, you can't blame anybody for doing that. And also, Adam, you know, you've pitched late in games. Player safety is an issue with all of the mound usage in a game. So what are we looking at here, Adam, from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, he was clearly struggling to grip the ball as well as struggling to plant the lead leg. So, I mean, anytime you're struggling with your lead leg, there's an injury risk there for sure. Then anytime you can't grip the ball, you know, you're risking hitting somebody. So I think it's more of a safety issue than anything else. But, you know, you saw Suzuki get out there and get ahead of it. You know, doesn't want to let the Royals get any more momentum as well. So I do think that plays in a bit as well.
Yeah, Q certainly sensed that as well. And, you know, this is so cool being able to do a 3-man booth with you guys, because so much of a Major League Baseball season is what has happened with your team. In the current state with the Kansas City Royals, the last road trip, they were a little flat. They weren't playing with the energy they wanted to play. But you fast forward to this homestand, the first 2 games against the Angels, they have been playing with that energy that they want to play and that they want to play with. And I can see Q being frustrated right now and trying to fire up his guys because that energy momentum will start to show that inning.
Yeah, and you're seeing really one of the weaknesses for the Halos has been the bullpen. And now you're deep into that bullpen more than likely now with this potential delay. And you know, one guy that was your closer, Jordan Romano, is no longer on the team right now. So it's changed things up for the Angels going forward here as this rain continues and pretty firm. I've seen it rain harder here.
Capital One, 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th inning, Kansas City aiming for a sweep of the Angels, but Los Angeles put up 6 runs before Kansas City struck tonight, as we do officially now have Sunday night baseball. It was Sunday afternoon baseball. We didn't have time to cross off the word in the banner over our shoulders here. Most games with a triple and a home run for Bobby Witt Jr., age 25 or younger. Only Jimmy Fox, the great Philadelphia and Boston player, had more games before age 25 with a triple and a home run. And Jimmy Fox ended up with 125 triples and 534 home runs in a 20-year Major League career. Now, Bobby Witt Jr. does have an 11-year contract that he signed back in 2024. So that would put him to about halfway of the Jimmy Fox career, as Ryan Zephyr-John comes out of the bullpen to throw the biggest at-bat, Gooby, of the night.
Yes. And Jason and Haas, he's got, if he, like I mentioned, if he throws that first pitch for a strike in a good location, all of a sudden he builds momentum. When he falls behind, that's when he runs into a problem. He has excellent stuff. I've had many conversations with him over a number of years, and I said, do you understand how good you are and how good your stuff is? And sometimes as young players, you don't trust it. You see those baseball cards, you see the highlights of all the hitters at the plate. So it doesn't matter who's coming to the plate. If you throw the pitches you are capable of throwing, they're going to get him out every single time.
Yeah, well, if you get this guy out, number 7, Bobby Witt Jr., that gives you all the reason in the world to trust your stuff. And we're coming into a situation here for Ryan where first and second, high leverage, we mentioned, this is the game right here. You have to attack the zone. He's had trouble getting first pitch strikes, so Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be selective in his zone, and there's a good chance he's going to hunt that sweeper. There's a good chance he's going to get it, so wherever he wants that sweeper to start, good chance Bobby's all over it.
And a very difficult guy with his speed, although maybe with the way the dirt is, maybe it slows him down a little bit. It'd be very difficult to turn a double play against him.
This would be tied for the largest deficit overcome in Major League Baseball. So they're still working on the field. The largest deficit this year, I should say, specifically, that would be overcome. So you have Witt against Zephyr-John. Gooby's been talking about the first pitch here and how important it is to Bobby Witt Jr. Adam Ottavino goes inside the pitch with us in specific sequences. Adam, how would you handle the first pitch specifically here?
I would throw a breaking ball down and away. That would be my target area. I don't mind if I actually miss with it. I want to make sure that I'm not getting ambushed here first pitch by Bobby. And the one area he's struggled with consistently this year is breaking balls down and away. So that would be my initial place I'd like to go, and then I'd read the at-bat from there.
Yeah, that's a good point, Otto. Otto, as you know, Adam Ottavino being in the bullpen, being a bullpen guy, when a guy, relief pitcher, comes out of the bullpen, you know he's in there because he's got one pitch that is really, really good. So what is that pitch? That is his out pitch, and then he's going to pitch off of that from there.
Yeah, it's the sweeper. He's got a really good sweeper, and it's been really effective this year so far, so I think that's what we're going to see him lead with.
After an hour, 28-minute delay, we are back underway with some lighter skies poking through in Kansas City. The Royals trying to complete this comeback. And all Travis d'Arnaud's trying to do is lodge a pitch comm into his ear. Baby steps for everybody, but Bobby Witt Jr. does have a home run against Ryan Zefferjon in his major league career. He's got a home run and a triple already today. Two on, nobody out for the 25-year-old star of Kansas City. First pitch from Zefferjon is a strike. He went with a slider and he landed it.
It's so important for him. Then he can expand the strike zone, just like Adam just got done saying. Then you can go with that sweeper off the outside part of the plate. But you got to be ready on that right side of the infield for Shawnwell at first base, too.
Outside with a fastball, 1-1.
Yeah, what a quality sweeper that was. Strike one right there. He knew Bobby Witt Jr. was going to be on the attack, be aggressive. Quality strike one.
He sidesteps another fastball, 2-1.
You always wonder who has the advantage after a long delay like this. You figure as a hitter, you're into the flow of the game, and all of a sudden you shut it down. But at least now with all the facilities you have in your clubhouse and batting cage, you can still stay warm.
2-1, and Witt fouls it away. 2-2. Adam, he's thrown him two sliders. They're both the strikes. Two fastballs out of the zone. Where does he go here?
I think he takes another shot with the breaking ball off the plate away.
d'Arnaud sets up outside. It is a breaking ball. It's guided on the ground to Neto. Frazier the turn.
Wow.
He got him.
I gotta believe they're going to challenge that one.
I don't know about that one.
It's an out call at first, and this is almost assuredly a challenge coming. Matt Quatrero says yes. Looked real time. I'm with you guys. It looked like he was safe real time. By sprint speed, Bobby Witt Jr. is the second fastest guy in the league, and he's very safe.
Yes. And by the way, I don't know how he's safe on them. They did everything perfectly well in the infield there to turn a double play. Every other normal human being is out.
That's right. It's almost instinctual to see the ball off the bat and say, yeah, that's a double play right there. But Bobby Witt Jr. getting down the line, that's incredible. He beat that out. Or we shall see.
Yeah, this should take no longer than 20 seconds.
Yeah, this should be quick. We can always blame Matt on the rain delay. This hurt Porter for, I mean, it's not even close.
He thought about it for a second, yeah.
Calls overturned, runners safe. Kansas City retains their challenge.
That's still amazing that he beat that out. I mean, that is unreal.
And Gooby, you brought up a good point. There's big league clubhouses under in the tunnel. You're staying loose in the batting cage. You're facing a machine. But, I mean, Bobby just had to turn in a hard 90 right there. So his legs were every bit of as loose as they needed to be.
And there's some loose dirt down there, too, down the line. And he still got down there that fast.
He was booking it.
Now, he's a stolen base threat for sure. Zefferjon's times at the plate allow him to feel comfortable trying to steal the base, too.
Now Pasquantino, who's seen a ton of high fastballs this year, takes a low fastball that shoves him out of the box.
There was a time Pasquantino never hit the ball on the ground himself, so you can't really think double play against him either, though he has hit a few more ground balls this season than normal.
Pasquantino pumps it to center field. Trout is underneath. He makes the catch. Massey tags and scores. The Royals get a run. It is 7-5. But 2 out now in the 7th.
That's a good piece of hitting right there from Vinny. Vinny was getting it going. He was aggressive. He knew a fastball was coming, and he knew the fastball was firm. He said, I'm going to get this going right now. Puts a good swing on it, just right at Mike Trout in center field. Still catches in on an RBI, but great swing from Vinny Pasquantino right
Overall, if you're the Angels, you escape this inning with only 1 run allowed. You're feeling pretty good about yourself.
It's up to Salvador Perez, who's the tying run at the plate. He was trying to be the tying run.
I don't know if he was as loose as Bobby Witt Jr., but you know he's aggressive. He's coming out swinging. But you're right, Gooby. That's a win if the Angels get out of this inning with only that 1 run from the delay, from post delay.
I can almost never remember him taking the first pitch. He's up there hacking. He's hacking every pitch, really. He's good.
Witt runs. It's a foul ball to the right side. So Adam, how far off the plate can you throw an 0-2 pitch to him and still get a swing and miss?
Be nice, Adam.
I don't think that far. I mean, of course, you want to try to expand and see what he will give you. Definitely want to give him a chance to swing at a ball here, but I mean, you got to keep it within reason for sure.
It's got to be down and away. If it's up and away the break ball, he's going to make contact the other way against it.
And I will say this: Salvi is such a good hitter. That's why he thinks he can hit everything.
Boy, that's a hanger.
That was yes. And it's an out for Zephyr John. Not exactly where he wanted it, but a 7-5 lead for the Angels. NBA playoffs continue tonight. LeBron and the Lakers look for a sweep against the Rockets on NBC and Peacock. Right now on NBC and Peacock, the Celtics and the 76ers, game number 4 going on in Philly. You want the score?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, I don't want the score then.
Philly guy, Mark Gubicza.
Typical Philly guy. I'm Silver Linings playbook. Don't let me know.
Nice. You want the score from game 2. You don't want the score from game 4 right
now. No, I'll take this game 2.
Nick Mears. Oh, look, it's on the screen in the top left. Sorry. Don't look at the top left.
That's not right.
That's tough by the graphics department.
I think it's a misprint.
Mears got inside for a pop-up in back of second that Bobby Witt Jr. makes the catch on. We told you earlier today, Matt Quatrero was marveling over his range going back. And that's a pop-up to short center.
And if you're watching the game from the second deck or above, take a look. Bobby Witt just all of a sudden appears at the bottom of your screen or vision. It's the fastest kid alive. It's amazing the ground he can cover as a shortstop. You don't see typical fly balls, pop-ups being caught, but Bobby Witt Jr. can do that.
And remember how wet that outfield grass is. When they take the tarp off, all that water goes right out there, and he made it look so easy.
Great point.
I mean, he's basically playing. I mean, look at that, right? That is, he could be 12 or 25 right now.
It's a ball player.
That is a ball player. 0-1 to Neto, who's got 3 hits. Bobby Witt Jr. is essentially playing that 10 position in softball. Right? They have the short center fielder. In softball, he's playing 2 positions.
He's a unicorn. He really is. He's got that kind of speed, but you're exactly right, Jason. The cutoff and relay he made the other night, he can do so much from that position, and you just don't typically see it. You never see it, but another ball player right here at the plate.
Yeah, these two are being connected. I mean, Bobby Witt Jr. is just so good, but when you look at Zach Neto, same type of skill set. Not as big as Bobby, but same type of skill set from your area down in Florida.
Right. 305, baby. And there's something about that leadoff hitter. Some leadoff hitters, you can just see he's a tone setter. When he walks up to the plate, you know as a pitcher, especially a starting pitcher, you have to be ready from pitch 1, because if it's in that zone, he's going to be ready to hit Zach Neto.
0-2. Check swing. He did. Strike 3.
See if he went on that one.
Ooh.
Closer, but as a pitcher, I think every time you think about swinging, it's a strike.
I'm not. As a hitter, Gooby, I don't know if I agree with you.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that one.
Kurt Suzuki said no way. Zach Neto said, come on, man.
Check swings are always a toss-up. You never know what you're going to get.
Mears 6 pitches to 2 outs, and he's in with a strike to Mike Trout, who homered back in the first inning.
Still feel this is a good matchup for Trout because the guy that throws a lot of slider sweepers, and Trout loves that pitch down.
Yeah, Trout certainly loves that pitch down. After that first pitch breaking ball strike, good chance Nick Mears was trying to go high with the fastball. That's why early on in the season we saw a lot of balls at Mike Trout's neck, because they know up and in is the window and you do not want to miss over the plate. Man, and I got to imagine right there, if I'm a pitcher, Otto and Gooby, after seeing Trout lay off that breaking ball, looked like a quality breaking ball, I got to imagine he's seeing my stuff pretty good.
Exactly. And you wouldn't even feel bad if you end up walking him here, to be honest with you. And I think right there, he's not feeling that bad about that, especially even though Trout, he's been running a little bit better. He's got 4 stolen bases this season. Mike Trout is he's the guy, when you look at the lineup, the one guy you don't want to allow you to beat you, and this is the guy right here, especially on this count.
2 outs. Yep.
And he just did. Deep to right field. Oh, it's just short.
Got the flags. The wind's blowing in.
Pummeled that ball and just missed a home run. Bottom 8, 2-run game. Angels with the lead. Mike Trout barreled up a baseball that did not leave the ballpark.
He's been barreling up baseballs all season long, and he's made a big adjustment. Let's take a look, Jason. Step back, heard around the world, and look at that back foot. Usually as a hitter, you are in rhythm, and your first move as a hitter is to stride with your front foot. What he's doing now is a drill that the hitters, major league hitters, do in the cage, and the reason is he wants to get into his back hip versus almost onto it, and he feels like sometimes, Gooby, he's spinning off the baseball. Mike Trout is seeing the ball as good as I've seen Mike Trout, and I got a question for Adam Ottavino because he is a lot smarter than I am. It's to my knowledge and understanding, if a ball is hit at 102 miles per hour with 27, 28-degree launch angle, it's supposed to be a homer. That ball came off good, Otto.
It did, and I think some days that's a homer, but I also think he potentially didn't hit that with great backspin to create that carry. I think he caught a little bit of side spin on it, and that's why you saw it die like right before the wall there.
I agree, Otto, but where's Rizzo and some more hitters?
Yeah.
No offense, Gooby. This is dominant defense pitching.
Jack Caglione has a bat. He's pinch hitting here. It's 2 strikes on him. That's a breaking ball from Zephyr John.
Dangerous hitter here, too.
Light tower power.
And below the strike zone, too.
That would have been challengeable for Caglione. Swing and a miss. A nasty sweeper to his back foot.
That's when he has it working. It's always, again, another batter. You got first pitch strike. When he gets the first pitch strike, he can dominate. Absolutely dominate Zephyr John. Look at that spin on that one, though. Wow.
Yeah, aiming for the back foot. Righty going for the lefty, back foot to put him away with the sweeper. Jack Caglione, that's a tough at bat coming off the bench, but something he can take from his good buddy Carter Jensen right here is that advanced approach.
The ground ball to second. Little bobble at second base by Frazier. He recovers. The former Royal gets out number 2 here in the 8th.
I think for Royals fans, if they want to see the next step for Jack Caglione, something that Carter Jensen does really good, he has a plan. He knows before the at-bat what kind of pitch, what kind of zone, where I want the ball to start, and that's where I'm going. He goes up each and every at-bat and doesn't give it away. You see him work 2 strike counts back to 3 ball counts, great at-bats, but for Jack Caglione, he's such a good bat, hand-eye coordination. Sometimes, Gooby, you know, as a hitter, it's more selective if you're a power guy, just to go up there, stay on your zone, stay on your pitch, and trust that approach. Not only the whole at-bat, but all 3 of your bats off the starter, and then each bullpen guys that come in.
Yeah, you're exactly right. When you're facing a power guy and he has an idea to bring you in the strike zone, that's not a comfortable feeling. No. Now, if he's up there thinking, okay, I can take this guy deep, and all of a sudden expands a little bit, well, then I feel pretty good. I don't care how hard and how far you can hit it. If you show me that you're going to expand the strike zone and chase, I got a real good chance of getting you out.
Correct.
Your eyes just lit up when you said that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jason, you know firsthand from being around Adam Ottavino and some of these pitchers, the way that they read scouting reports, if you're able to expand and you see high chase, it's going to make him confident, and it's going to make life so much easier.
Lofton controls the zone very well. Not much chase in that bat at all. And it's 3-1 from Zephyr John, trying to get through a 2nd inning.
Which has been a very difficult thing for him to do.
3-1. That is ball 4. It's a 2-out walk, and
I bet
Collins,
they go to the bullpen now.
Yeah, we'll see. Kurt Suzuki climbs the staircase. He's waiting for the announcement of Collins, and here comes the first-year manager, the former catcher and World Series champion Kurt Suzuki. They will spin Collins around to the right-hand side when we come back. Platform embodying the sport's commitment to philanthropic causes and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, scan the QR code or visit MLBtogether.com. Isaac Collins, last time he came up, hit a 1-1 pitch deep to right field and out of here. A breaking ball that he swept out to the foul pole in right. That got the Royals back within striking distance at 7-4. It's 7-5 now. And he will go from the right-hand side against Brent Suter, who, Adam, you've seen close up. How do you think he handles Collins here?
I think this is a good matchup for the Angels. He's a soft contact merchant, so even if he gives up a hit here, it's likely not over the fence, and that's the one thing you need to defend against. So I love this move by Suzuki right here.
And don't be surprised if you see a pickoff right now.
Good one. It's a great one.
Yes. Even if you're not even a big lead.
There you go. Sometimes that could be the setup. A lot of times you see left-handed pitchers give you a little show-me move. A couple pitches later, you see the good one, but speeds you up to slow you down. Suter works fast, but there's a lot of change-ups.
Very fast home there, 2-0.
Oh, yeah, so you got to be ready to get in the box, be ready to hit, but then at the same time, good chance you're going to see a change-up. So after he gets going, slow yourself down, try and see it a little deeper.
So all of a sudden, a big pitch. You're getting close to that lineup, too, the top of the order for the Royals right around the bend, too.
2-0, it's foul. Chopper off his body, 2-1 to Collins. Isaac Collins, a 9th round pick of the Rockies out of Creighton, as you see the foul ball off his foot.
Great basketball program. Creighton.
Tremendous.
Yes.
Bob Gibson came through Creighton along with many basketball players. Doug McDermott. Yeah. 2-1. That's foul. It's also where the Royals AAA team resides. The Storm Chasers, very well named for today.
Yes. Trivia question, Jason. Who scored the first run in the new stadium in Papillion for the Omaha Storm Chasers?
Is it you?
Gooby, you got a guess?
No.
Jason, you nailed it, buddy.
Wow. Why did he even get a chance to guess? I should win the home game.
Give me some. Give me some. You know your partner's humble. Good guess. Good answer.
It's great.
I thought it was too easy to say you there. I'm like, oh, you're going to come up with, who can we come up with? I'm just going to go Moose or something like that.
Would have been a good answer. Yeah. Probably Bobby Witt Jr., who's never played.
2-2. That's upstairs. So 3 balls, 2 strikes on Collins. Lofton will be in motion from first. 3-2. Tying run at the plate and a 7-5 score.
Yeah, we got action. You see Nolan on first, holding him on. That's so the runner doesn't get a head start here. Not a good chance the righty hits it down first baseline.
It's high. It's ball 4. It's back-to-back walks by 2 separate pitchers. And we will see if it's going to be Massey or not. They do have Garcia. They have Diaz on the bench. And it's going to be Michael Garcia.
Yeah, this is a good move here. This is a good sign as well for Royals fans. Michael, we know he's a little banged up right now, but you have to imagine during the delay that Michael Garcia knew if Brent Suter came in, there's a good chance if I'm feeling healthy enough, that's my at-bat, especially in a high leverage situation where runners are scoring position.
Going over a scouting report right here, you figure coming off the bench is something he doesn't do a whole lot of. You would think a changeup is the pitch you got to go with because he's geared up to try to hit a fastball. It's not an overpowering fastball, trust me, from Suter, but it is a time where he might see his changeup.
Yeah, Gooby, and as a hitter, if you're thinking changeup right here, you want to see the ball deep. That's contact point, but with your bat path, you want to be thinking right center. That's going to let you be that barrel. That's going to let it be in the zone for as long as possible. So that's where your direction wants to be, right center, but you want the ball with that changeup to get a little bit deeper for your contact point.
It's a tough spot. 2 really good base runners and a guy that hits a ton of doubles.
Garcia holding a bat for the first time in a couple of days. It was elbow soreness on Wednesday that forced him to leave the game. He's down a strike here. The hero of the WBC pops it up. Foul ground, first base side. Sean O'Well has room.
The change piece got him out in front. Sean O'Well makes the play.
CC Sabathia has a new show with us. It's MLB According to CC. From clubhouse stories to unfiltered conversations about what's happening around the league. New episodes with CC and Ahmed Fareed drop every Wednesday on NBC Sports Now, NBCSN, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Alex Lang, the former Tiger, both Detroit and LSU, throws a strike to Yoan Moncada. That is a live arm, and when he throws strikes, he is a dangerous man. Some defensive changes to detail for Kansas City. Jack Caglione stays in to play right field, and he has an absolute howitzer of an arm in right field. Lofton at second, and Michael Garcia will play third base.
Hard pressed to find a better left side of the infield all around, offensively and defensively, than what the Royals have right here.
I tell you what, I've been saying it on the broadcast. I think it's the best left side in baseball right now. I really do. Michael Garcia, getting to watch him on a day-to-day basis, he's approaching superstar status.
Moncada lines this ball to right. That's a base hit. He connects for his second hit of the night.
Yeah, when he get hit from the left side, it's a different beast right there, Moncada. When he has to bat from the right side, it's completely different. A lot of times you'll see managers flip it around. We have a pinch runner here, Peraza, who can fly.
Breaks up the White Sox reunion over there. Moncada and Adam Eaton at first base.
Yes. That was loud off of Moncada's bat. We saw Jack Caglione, Jason and I in Detroit defensively, just an unbelievable series. Alex Lang here, former Detroit Tiger as well, like you mentioned, kind of mixes up his arsenal, especially with the righties. More of a sinker slider mix. With the lefties, loves his changeup slider as well. But Jason, he threw some high leverage innings for Detroit a couple years ago, and if he's healthy, he can be a factor in the Royals bullpen.
Peraza just had quite a lead over at first and shut it down on the first pitch there.
You wonder the footing too. You wonder, you don't go automatically, but you feel like you got to take a shot at it. Especially make a decision to bring the pinch runner in there. Been really successful throughout his career stealing bases.
You almost wonder if some base stealers feel like they have to justify being in the game, right? Trying to steal a base immediately.
Yeah, and if you are, and you're faking stealing, fake break, you better go, because Jorge Soler is going to shut down if he sees you going, so you don't want to give away a pitch.
That's a big jump.
There he goes. Throw down to second. A one hopper is not in time. Peraza does steal second base.
Yeah, good job. Jorge Soler recognizing he got a good jump. Team baseball, Gooby. You wanted to see more of it. The Angels are doing good. Post delay here, coming out of the break, playing good team baseball. Recognize my teammate got a good jump, shut down, let him take the base.
And you wonder if that, he was blocking almost with that foot to the path to the base too. You wonder if that would have been, if it would have been out, if he would have challenged that one there too. But that's big right there. Scoring position here to try to add on to, especially with the top of the order up for the Royals.
And some question about who exactly is going to close games for the Angels now with Jordan Romano DFA.
I'm not available up here. I have a suit on with you guys.
You're not?
I'm not available today.
I saw Mike Montgomery walking around here, former Royals closer.
Oh yeah, no, he would run out there and try to do it.
Yeah, but he's not willing to put red on. I know Mike.
No, I know that. You're right.
3-1. That's a strike. Top of the zone, at the very top of the zone, and a challenge would have not been overturned.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that. You want that challenge available for you at the bottom of the ninth inning.
Peraza at second, 3-2. Swing and a miss. He went slider.
That was nasty. That's a quality 3-2 pitch here. Base open. Strike the ball, like the pitchers would like to say. Out of hand, it looks like it's right down the middle. As soon as Jorge Soler starts his swing, ball just falls right off the table. Gooby, like we say, sometimes in the big leagues, there's just simply nothing you can do as a hitter.
And he's been really good as far as making contact, not swinging and missing as much this season. This guy right here for the Angels is the right guy up at this spot.
Shawnuel makes contact here and drives Thomas back to center. Peraza tags. He's on his way to third, sliding. You like Shawnuel there for his contact.
He's a contact guy. He's a pitcher's worst nightmare because he's going to put in play. You can make a perfect pitch. You can flare one to left field. Or you had a pretty good hack at that one, hit it hard in center field. But he's the right guy you wanted up in that spot, especially if you wanted some contact made.
Some excellent base running by Peraza right there as well. Noticing Lane Thomas didn't have his momentum, didn't have his legs under him. Caught that line drive going back. He was halfway at first, running the bases, get back to second base, tag, good recognition.
Plus, you have a guy that throws sliders and a young catcher, not great so far as blocking pitches in the dirt.
I was just going to ask Adam about that. Like, what's your calculus as a pitcher on whether or not you can throw that breaking ball and how much you can throw it in a spot like this?
I mean, when you're facing with Salvador Perez behind her, you feel real comfortable when you have a young catcher. And Jensen's going to get there, but he's not quite there yet. Saw a couple baseballs get kind of away from him enough yesterday. And Peraza, with his instincts to third base, is going to get a good secondary lead. Garcia's almost playing in the grass back there. So anything in the dirt at all, he's going to take a shot.
1-1 to Adele. That's a challenge immediately for Jensen.
It's called ball. The batter is challenging.
I don't know if that's going to be a strike. And now I think he's going. That's it. They're out of challenges now.
The call is confirmed. Kansas City has one challenge remaining.
So they each have one now. Oh. Each team has one left. It was the Angels who lost the one earlier.
So definitely worth it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, Gooby, you want to have those available offensively for the bottom of the ninth.
Fouled away, 2-2.
You know, you guys bring up such a good point. Not only with Peraza at third base, being aware of that breaking ball in the dirt, but good team offense as well. Peraza being a threat to steal bases. When you're on first base with a breaking ball pitcher, sometimes as a pitcher, like you said, you're aware of not bouncing it. So as a hitter, you're getting a better pitch to hit because of the base runner. So you automatically know, because you're in contact with your teammate, you're communicating, hey, I'm not running here. Get you a good pitch to hit. Or like Jorge Soler did, he gets a good jump. Go ahead and take your bag. I know you're trying to take your bag, so I'll give you a pitch to take the bag.
Back-to-back high fastballs against Joe Dell. He is susceptible to a high fastball. But if it drifts down at all in the plate, we talked about him so good with 2 strikes, I still think the slider is the play here.
He buried it. 3-2. So Adam, you know the arsenal here. What do you feel comfortable with after he just buried that one?
I think he's going to have to go back to the slider. That's his bread and butter. He's got to get it down. Don't give in here with the fastball over the plate. I think that would be the cardinal sin here.
3-2 on Adele from Alex Lang. Peraza at third in a 2-run game.
And Teodosio is on deck for the Angels too. A guy that's a tremendous defender, but the bat hasn't played quite yet at the major league level. So that's why I'm surprised. Adam, you were a good point. I'm surprised he went with a fastball there.
Yeah, and something to be aware of too. I'm watching Carter Jensen behind the plate. Be careful setting up too early. The breaking ball before, he got wide. You knew it was coming in the dirt. Pitch route, previous pitch, set up inside early. Be careful about setting up too early.
It's a high setup, and it's a high fastball.
Yeah, and especially, you know, sometimes guys on deck, I don't know if you hit the donut off, make some kind of signal, kind of notifying. That's when your next level communication. But if there's runners on second, or even from coaches, they can be aware of that and relay somehow, some way. So just all those kind of things, young Carter Jensen behind the plate has to be aware of.
3-2 again. It's a breaking ball in the dirt, and it is a walk. So Adele takes the base on balls. First and third, 2 out here in the ninth. MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Gooby, you've seen Teodosio a lot. What's his best solution against Lang?
The thing is hitting the ball on the ground. If he hits the ball in the air, it's not going to be a good swing. I think they're going to try to steal a run at some point. That means sending Joe Adele on the move. That way, if he can draw a throw, although they've already went through their series design, I would be surprised if they did throw it to second. But I would think at some point here, especially because batting average and contact for the most part for Teodosio hasn't been made, so you try to steal a run somehow, some way.
35 career major league hits as he stands in and he swings through that fastball.
Stay hard, stay inside against this guy if you're Lang.
He just shook once. Yeah, he went to the slider. Why do you think he did that, Adam? Is it just comfort?
Yeah, I just think that's his bread and butter. At the end of the day, it has a huge whiff rate. That's his pitch. So he's just going to go with his pitch there in the 1-1 count. Didn't want to double up on the fastball, but I don't think Teodosio can hit his fastball if it's on the inner third.
There goes Adele. No throw to second base.
Thought he was going to be going
called
there.
Strike. The batter is challenging.
It's a challenge for Teodosio. They have one challenge left, Gooby,
I
as you
don't
said
think
before.
that's a wise decision to do, especially with the bottom of the ninth coming up. And it's going to cost him.
The call is confirmed. Los Angeles has 0 challenges remaining.
Wow. You said it moments ago. You're up. Save it for protecting the lead. It's a good point.
We seen a walk-off game the other day. It was the challenge ABS, and it was a strike, and it was the ball game.
2-2. That's off the plate away. 3-2 on Teodosio.
It's going to constantly be an adjustment for teams as far as when do we use the challenge, when do we not, because early on this season you can tell teams are just kind of testing it out right now.
3-2 from Lang. And he missed, and it gets away. Here comes Peraza, and the Angels do add on. It is 8-5.
Gooby, you said to be aware of this, and I think what happened here for Carter Jensen, sometimes as a catcher you're trying to steal a strike and frame it, make it look a little better, and I think he just was a little too early with trying to match the plane here and steal a strike.
Yeah, you see he's trying to catch it and bring it up. You know, with the challenge system right now, it's not as big a thing as framing, and it's going to get less as more challenges are made. And that's that big add-on run we talked about. That's why it was so important, the stolen base and the tag up to go to third for Peraza. And you're going to be going here probably again with Teodosio.
Again, you have multiple catchers. You give Salvador Perez a day. Yeah, there he goes. As you said, he's going to run. He gets to second. Teodosio steals second base.
And if you can eliminate a force out at second base, I think it's big as an offense. So that makes it sometimes as an infielder a longer throw across the diamond instead of that short throw to second base.
2-0, and Alex Lang fighting his command now.
Yeah, battling out there. Carter Jensen with the catchers. We mentioned framing. So if that ball is a changeup out of hand for Lang and it is fading low and away, what Carter Jensen wants to do as a catcher is almost match the opposite plane. So the way you catch that ball is your glove is coming up the opposite way of the sink. So you want to give that ball that little more of a frame, that look to the umpire to where it looks like a strike. That's how the catchers try and focus on the framing. Do the opposite.
That's ball 4.
The opposite path. What's the word I'm looking for, Jason? How the ball comes in. If it has sink, so as a catcher.
It's like a counterbalance.
There you go.
Basically.
I'm doing the opposite. I'm coming through the ball like that, and I'm quick with it, and that's how I frame it right there, and I think that's what happened to Carter.
This is difficult no matter how you slice it. They have had bullpen injuries, certainly for Kansas City, but it has been a great deal of traffic, like Atlanta at 5 p.m. traffic. Walks and hits of 1.6 per inning. It's just not really tenable.
I was stuck in some of that Atlanta traffic after opening day, but Gooby, I got to pick your brain on this because I imagine what happened with the Royals bullpen. Lucas Ursack was such a big piece for that bullpen, and what happened was kind of similar to Kelvin Herrera. He was a good bridge guy to come in 6th, 7th inning, high leverage, guys on base. It didn't matter. He can go multiple innings. Now you move him to the ninth inning in the closer role, and I think it just got everybody out of their normal role and really made things tough.
It's a different beast. When you're in the 9th inning, you don't have that comfort zone of somebody be able to back you up if you're not doing well. The 8th inning, you still have that 9th inning guy to come in and rescue you. So it's different. It's as much as we see a lot of times, closers come in sometimes at 8th inning with a high leverage situation. It's a lot different when you're in that spot, because we were talking earlier today. When you don't get that save, everyone knows your name. When you get the save, like, that's your job.
Yeah.
And the starting pitcher's glaring at you too. By the way, you gave away his win.
You're going to hear about it. 2 strikes. It's fouled away. Adam, it feels like Alex Lang is landing his stuff better to left-handers.
Yeah, no, I was just going to point that out. I think he's much better against left-handers. That open space away from the righty, I think, is just too inviting for him. He keeps spinning off, throwing balls over there, non-competitive. But with the lefty in that spot, kind of forces him over the plate.
0-2. Yeah, there's that breaking ball downstairs. He gets a strikeout of Frazier to end the inning, but the Angels add on. What can the top of the order do for Kansas City? Thomas, Witt, Pasquantino scheduled with 3 outs to play with next. Thoroughbred racing, where high fashion meets high stakes, begins next weekend with the Kentucky Oaks, leading up to the Kentucky Derby on NBC and Peacock. Gooby doing clip-clop sounds on the desk. It's great. It's great. It's like when Ronald Reagan used to do the Foley artist stuff, right? He'd recreate the games. They'd have a bat and a ball and a wood block in the studio. It's awesome. Derby weekend is phenomenal. Can't wait for it. Coming up is Lane Thomas will bat. You see the splits. He'll face Suter, who has 3 career saves. But look, it's team save time for the Angels right now.
Yes, until they can get Kirby Yates back and Ben Joyce, it's going to be the spot where whoever's got the hot hand at that moment.
Yeah, we know the Angels are playing tomorrow in Chicago. This will be a tough flight to get on after a long day at the ballpark, not getting this win.
Strike 1 from Suter to Lane Thomas.
If you're a hitter, you got to be ready to swing the bat. He takes no time, and then he'll hold it for like another second, and then he come right back with a quick pitch, which you can do with nobody on base. There it was.
That right into it. You barely finished your sentence, and he was throwing a pitch.
And that's where it gets you. It speeds you up to slow you down. Like, he's in the box, he's working. Okay, now he's going through his motion, probably going to be off speed, so slow it down.
Here we go. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
And that's one of those ones, if you're a hitter, 86 by you, you're not feeling good. You're not feeling good.
No, there should almost be another number because it's not 86. It's not playing like that.
Down the right field line and arching foul. Adam, what's it like to watch Suter get guys out at 86?
That can be a little bit frustrating for the rest of us. You know, there's been some days where I'm like, man, I'm throwing 95 with movement, and I can't miss the barrel, and then you watch Suter go out there, work fast, and dice people up with 87. So, more power to him, though.
2-2. Line foul, third base side, and a long run for the ball person. That thing's going downhill.
Yes. Yeah. That's 3 straight fastballs to him, too. I think if you're Thomas, you think, when is he throwing me that changeup? When is he throwing me that changeup? Look how far out in front he is on the fastball.
Right back to it. He guides it on the ground to third. That's Peraza off the spin, on target for out number 1. Nice play.
Peraza has a tremendous throwing arm. When he was a huge prospect, when you think with the Yankees, it was all about this. They didn't know if he would hit enough. The glove plays, and he's getting a lot more opportunities to swing the bat. And he's been a really good all-around player. You can see that arm right there. Bam, first base.
Super impressive right there. You see Peraza turning to the glove side, planting on that back foot, making a strong throw, just under control. Very impressed by Peraza. Saw him at the plate last night, on the bases tonight, and defensively right there. That's good stuff.
Here's Bobby Witt Jr., who hit his first home run of the year back in the 6th inning as Suter. I mean, you basically get through one paragraph of a book, and he's thrown 12 pitches.
Look at how quickly he threw that one again.
He is the perfect. He should be in commercials for the pitch timer.
Absolutely. Get him that deal. Take 5%, Jason.
NIL pitch timer guy, Brent Suter.
And then at that time, he held it a little bit longer. He's just trying to throw. And you see how that late of a swing it was. I mean, he's an artist out there with not the best paint and brush, but he was out of paint somehow.
He's mastered his game.
Yes.
He's ready. Quick breath, and that's a very small piece of a changeup. Haas, how do you in the box? Like, wouldn't you be all angsty?
I'm getting antsy up here. I'm like, slow down, call time. But like Otto said, he's mastered his game. He understands timing and how to throw hitters off.
That was his best fuzz there, 89, man. He's feeling pretty good.
That's his best bolt. That's my best bolt too. But it's playing at the top of the zone too. You gotta admit, it's playing up there. But man, it's a frustrating at bat because it speeds you up to slow you down.
He does it right there and just misses the top rung. He was close.
I tell you what, that was extremely quick pitch there, too. He was not prepared to swing Bobby Witt Jr. on that one, and he got him. That was a little above the zone.
You better hurry. He's coming home again. Oh, he's a nightmare for a replay machine.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with my hands right now, Jason.
I mean, it is a joy to watch this game because you never know what you're going to get. And we've seen Suter over the course of his years in Milwaukee and all that comes along with it in Colorado. But it's different every time.
And this is back and forth, back and forth. I almost want Bobby to take a timeout. I don't even know if he still has one, but
right back at it. Ground ball to third. Peraza got a hustle and he nips him. 2 down. The NBA playoffs continue tonight. LeBron and the Lakers on the hunt for a sweep against the Rockets on NBC and Peacock. That's 9:30 Eastern time. Celtics Sixers going on right now. The Spurs were winners earlier tonight to go 3-1 over Portland. The Raptors just tied their 7-game series with Cleveland at 2 apiece. And now a final out available for the Angels, who designated their closer for assignment. Closer, quote unquote, Jordan Romano, for assignment today. And now Suter trying to close this evening.
And he's talking to Kurt Suzuki today. He said, we'll see. That was about, we'll see.
Down the right field line. That is a fair ball for Pasquantino into the corner, ricocheting past Adele. Vinny wants 3. He is safe. Royals still have a pulse.
Yeah, Vinny knew he had to be 110% sure he can make it to third base there. Royals still down 3. Got to be 100%. Risk versus reward. Great looking swing from Vinny here.
Yeah, brought his hands up. It was above the belt, too. Second triple this season for the big fella.
I see you strided out.
2 of his 5 in his career.
Vinny said, all right, I got to get it going. The legs aren't responding like number 7's, but we'll find a way to get there. No panic. Felt like Brent Suter just threw 17 pitches.
He did, yeah.
While watching that replay.
3 batters have gone by. There's Pasquatch taking a walk, hoping to be comeback Pasquatch for Kansas City, and ball 1 to Salvador Perez. Why go back behind the closed doors when you can watch a possible rally? Let's see how much of it he decides to try to take in. It's a ground ball up the middle. That's into center field, and the Royals are going to bring up the tying run to the plate. Here in inning number 9, it's 8-6.
They sure are, and the guy that's coming up to the plate right now, light tower power. This game has had this feel the whole entire day, and the Royals are not going down without a fight. But man, this is a big situation for Jack Caglione here.
Suter knew he had to make that play, especially the way the defense was set up. He was going to be pulling in the infield with Salvi.
Look at the leadership.
Left on left advice there.
And we saw that
Pasquantino
all the way back dating to the World Baseball Classic. Vinny Pasquantino, leader. Love to see it.
Angels go deeper into the bullpen next.
Jack struggled a little bit with lefty fastball in so far, so we'll see.
8-6 your score. Adam Ottavino breaking down Drew Pomeranz versus Jack Caglione, who does have 3 left on left home runs. What do you see in this matchup, Adam?
Well, so far Jack struggled versus lefties this season on fastballs on the inside part of the plate, but Pomeranz's strength is going away with them. So we're a little bit into a strange situation where the strength doesn't necessarily match the other person's weakness. So everything's on the table here, but I would definitely be looking for a fastball if I'm Caglione.
Adam, don't you generally try to stay away from the inner half on a spot like this because that would be the pull power? Don't you try to go away? What do you think?
Well, I think Jack can leave to any part of this ballpark, but yes, that would typically be the play. I just think the numbers show that he's struggling on the inner third so far.
First one to Caglione is ball 1. Jack Caglione's first 2 career home runs came in the same game, June 19th of last year. Both were versus left-handed pitching of the Texas Rangers. It's a strike to the former 2-way player in college at Florida, Jack Caglione.
This is what makes this matchup so interesting. Drew Pomeranz on the small season, 93% fastball to a fastball hitter, but he's sticking to his strength so far early.
It's a high fly ball. It's deep to right field, down the line for Caglione. It's fair. He did it again, left on left, and we are tied. Wow.
So he went back inside on him, and it's a dangerous spot.
Turns it around.
He chose to go strength on strength. Jack Caglione is fired up, and he deserves to be. That's a big knock for the youngster. Coming off the bench, staying ready. Look at Vinny. Give me a kiss. Wow, Jack Caglione, do it.
The call on the field is a home run. This is a crew chief review.
We will hold the party officially for a moment. This is a crew chief review. You see the location Gooby was talking about. For now, it's a home run. Does the ball disappear? And the answer looks like yes. That's a home run.
That's a home run. That looks good. That's the advanced approach I'm talking about with Jack Caglione. 93% fastballs from Pomerantz. Small sample size, but be dead red. Be on the heater. That fastball up and in, pull side, get in the air. Must be nice. What's that like? But Jack Caglione, great
After
stuff.
review, the call on the field is confirmed. It is a home run.
All they're missing down in that dugout is the espresso machine from the WBC.
Wow, great call, Jason. This game, weird night, continues to get weirder in a good way, but it's had that feel all night. You knew the Royals weren't going down quietly.
I've always felt in that spot, you make him hit the ball the other way against you. If he hits it out to left field, that's fine. You can't give a pitch on the inner half of the plate and let him turn on that.
Now, can Pomerantz restabilize?
Man, what a good feeling there for Jack. Jack's been looking good this year. This small season so far, small sample size again, but good at-bats, quality at-bats.
Check swing, that's a ball. 2-0 on Jensen. Kurt Suzuki, the first-year manager for the Angels, watching a reloaded bullpen whittle the lead away. Popped up. d'Arnaud sends us to the 10th. Wants a little more baseball between friends. Jack Cags with a smooch from Vinny. Wins in Major League Baseball this season. 4 teams have done 6 to dig out of. Kansas City has done that for now to tie the game. And Lucas Erceg comes in to give Kansas City some firepower against the Angels, top of the order. But the Royals have come all the way back from down 6-0.
Impressive what they did, especially in that last half inning, too. When you felt the game was in hand, you have 2 quick outs, 2 ground ball outs, and lo and behold, Pasquantino got it rolling with that triple.
Adam Frazier will be the runner at second base. Each team gets a runner at second. Each team gets a challenge to start each extra inning they don't have a challenge for. So you get reloaded with 1 if you're at 0.
And we're back to strength on strength right here. Top of the lineup coming up for the Angels. Lucas Erceg has been the Royals reliever. The numbers won't say that, but stuff-wise, 1 bad outing, but he is the guy down there.
He's pitched well against the Angels in his career. But this is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. If you're the Angels right now, you have Neto and Trout.
You mentioned the inflated numbers, the ERA at 5.23 so far, Eric.
Yeah, small sample size again early in the season. I think that's from 1 outing, but Lucas Erceg, the Royals know, fans know, everybody knows he's the guy down there. He's the best guy in our bullpen.
It's a better equipped bullpen for the Royals for these extra innings.
Definitely.
Yep. And again, when you have a guy like Lucas Erceg who can come in at any point in time, all of a sudden now you move him to the 9th inning, everybody else's role moves. So that's why, in my opinion, the Royals early on just dealt a tough hand down there in the bullpen.
I've got to credit Seth Lugo for getting deep in this game.
Yeah.
Great point.
Seth Lugo gives them 6 1/3. He allowed 14 hits, Adam, to your point, but went 6 1/3. He got 19 outs tonight.
Yeah. Adam, let's be smart here. We know Zach Neto does not like breaking balls away. Quality fastball at the top of the zone, so he's set up perfectly for the breaking ball down and away.
And he went fastball.
He's real good on fastballs up. His hands are about as quick as anybody I've seen on fastballs up. Now he will chase Yeah. I was surprised. I think I would be shocked if he didn't throw him a breaker ball here.
And that's where, in my opinion, again, I'm going to refer to Otto on this, but instead of sequencing, I would just go right to his weakness. Go to the curveball low and away. Why challenge him with the fastball if he can hit it?
Two-seamer.
Feels like he's trying to stay in to prevent him from making it out to the right side to advance the runner at the very least with his fastball.
As nasty as Lucas is, he has a little trouble putting guys away with 2 strikes. So I mean, I think basically sinker in is his game. But I'm with you. I would take a shot to get him to expand. Of course, now you're at 3-2. That changes the equation.
With Frazier at second, nobody out, 10th inning.
I mean, it's a big batter because if they get Neto out, I would be shocked if they pitched to Trout.
Yeah.
They're going to walk him. You got Peraza in the game now for Moncada. Right on right.
Yeah, Trout's been looking really, really good. Good swings tonight.
That's why it's such a big bat for the Angels and Neto.
He did not chase. It wasn't close enough, and it's ball 4. 2 on, nobody out for Trout.
He's almost at his season total last year as far as walks. Neto's been real patient. I think it's his 18th walk of the season. Now you have to pitch to Trout here.
But how do you pitch to Trout, Adam Ottavino?
This is a great matchup for Mike. He doesn't really have that fastball up type of situation. He's mostly going to pitch him down.
It's a ground ball to third, right at the line. It's Garcia to get the out at second base by a hair on Neto.
That's a good play from Michael there. You know you're not going to get Trout doubled up. Let's just get one. Close play at second for the force, but looks like it's just in time.
Going to test that elbow right away on that long throw, too.
Yeah, the ball will always find you, right, Gooby?
Yeah.
So now Peraza, who is, for his career, more ground ball than anything in the air at 50%.
Yep. And what I love about Peraza's game so far, what I've seen, he plays the game. He's got the whole right side of the infield up. You see second base, we're playing him to pull. So he's got options here if he wants to push one his way, push one towards first base side. Just get it past the pitcher.
Boy, in New York, though, he had 5 at-bats where he had 107+ mile-an-hour exit velocity in that series against the Yankees. I mean, he's been really crushing the baseball.
Angels took advantage offensively from a lot of first and third situations. Let's see what Mike's doing over there at first base.
I mean, remember, the Angels, through 9 innings, had 7 leadoff men on. They had a chance to build a fortress around that lead and didn't do it. Now, in extra innings, that fades inside on a changeup, 1-1.
Yeah, that's a great point. It almost makes you feel or think, you know, Gooby, were they thinking of the light bullpen? So instead of adding on, trying to play for 1 run, do we continue for the big inning? But I think we all agree here, when you get that late in the game, leadoff double, let's get him over, get him in.
Got to get 1 run.
It's a sinker tucked in on the inside corner to Peraza, 1-2. Just nicked the zone in what could be a Royals sweep or an Angels team with a win on the way to Chicago tomorrow.
I'd imagine, too, in the dugout right now, both teams, you got to remind each other, hey, we get challenges back. It's extra inning. Just be aware.
When a Trout's going, that's the second disengagement they threw over there, too. You got to feel real comfortable about getting a lead, though, and going and being successful. And so he's 4 for 4 so far, Trout.
And if the Royals aren't throwing through here, go ahead, take a gamble and try and get him for that third pickoff.
He holds, and it's a ground ball foul. It leads to hopscotch. We've seen just about every type of game here today. We've seen a rain delay of nearly an hour and a half. There's a foul ball off your back shoe.
Ugh. That sinker tied him up. Right on right, sinkers, you hear hitters say, get him off you. You want to see the ball start on the outer half, and you're trusting that if that ball starts on the outer half, it's going to end up middle. If it starts middle in, it's going to end up taking your thumbs.
1-2 to Peraza. It's upstairs, 2-2. You saw The low ceiling, dark clouds building beyond the left field wall again. We're hoping for no more rain in a game that has been a total adventure in every way. 2-2. Fouled away again. Adam, you said Urseg sometimes struggles with the put away pitch. What do you like here?
I think I like sinker in, get a chopper to third or short, turn that double play right here. But I'm surprised Trout hasn't taken off.
That gets away from Jensen to the backstop, and the Angels score. 2 have gotten behind the young catcher for Kansas City in the last 2 innings, and it's 9-8.
And just off the glove, a lot going on here. This is a breaking ball. Looks like it just gets the top of Carter's glove there. But again, first and third situation, you want to block the ball. Is Mike running? Are they running on the pitch? Man, being a catcher, you have to be laser focused.
I think bottom line is, as a catcher, you put down, you know, it's a slider coming. You're anticipating that slider at some point break it down, but it stayed flat upstairs, and I think that's what got him. That guy over there has got a lot of gold gloves, though.
Man, you're not lying.
They're going to call it a pass ball, the second in 2 innings for Jensen. And that is a beautiful slider for strike 3. There are 2 away, but it comes 2 pitches too late.
And that reminds me, Gooby, because that was a perfectly executed slider there with phenomenal movement, good break, great point pitch before, kind of a backup slider. Maybe Carter was anticipating it to break a little bit more, just came up short. Maybe that's why.
Now the former Royal Soler catches a piece.
But you never really feel all that bad when you've given up only 1 run in the extra inning with that runner at second base, because as the home team, you feel you can find a way to score 1. Right. Now this add-on run for the Angels would be huge with Soler at the plate.
You're going to basically have the top of the order coming, because Michael Garcia is 9th in the lineup, but he bats 3rd in that 10th inning. Strike 2. Garcia would be up after Lofton and Collins.
Throw that same slider you threw to Peraza.
Here we go. He did, and he got strike 3 out of it.
Lucas Urseg, confirmed coachable.
Beautiful slider for strike 3. 9-8 Angels. This was a 7-5 ball game, and then the Angels came back with 1 more in the 9th inning. A pass ball scored the 8th run that turned out to be huge, because Vinny Pasquantino bolted for 3rd with 2 out and the bases empty in the 9th inning. He ends up with his 2nd triple of the year. Salvador Perez, an RBI single. Then 3 pitches into the at-bat, Jack Caglione sends a baseball behind the foul pole. Gets a warm embrace from Vinny Pasquantino and tied the ball game to send it into the 10th. Another pass ball against Jensen, the rookie catcher who grew up a Royals fan. Adam Frazier scores the lead run, and now the Royals will have to score with Jensen at second base to start the bottom of the 10th. And Joey Lucchesi, just up from AAA today, asked to protect the lead for his first career save. Adam, he's a former teammate of yours on the mound right now.
Yeah, he is, and he's a natural-born starter. So this is a little bit of a different role for him in this spot. I know he pitched some high leverage for the Giants last year as well. But yeah, you got to get this lead out, and then you reassess from there depending on where the base runners are.
Corners are in here defensively for the Angels, and that 1-0 is sparked foul.
Good point, Jason. That was surprising to see. They were definitely defending the bunt. The Angels defensively starting to see him scoot back a little bit, but looks like Nicky Lofton doesn't want to bunt here. Got to get Joey Lucchesi up. That sinker baller, you got to get him up, raise him up so you can get something, you can get under.
1-1. Fouled away hard.
You see what he's trying to do. He's trying to go to the right side of the infield at the very least.
And that's the right idea. That's a 4-seam fastball there. Lucchesi threw at 93 miles an hour. But typically, if he's going to throw that sinker, Nicky Lofton knows I need to work that way towards right center. Everything is incentivizing me to work that way. I get him over, and that swing path plays against the lefty sinker.
Big lead at second.
It's a ground ball to the right side. Gooby, you said it. Lofton did it. He'll move Jensen over to third, and now he's 90 feet away from tying the game.
He's going to get a high five from every member in that Royals dugout. Just simply good baseball right here. Get him over. Isaac Collins knows the assignment right now. Early contact. Looks like the infield's going to be in. Again, Gooby, sinker baller. Get something that you can get the barrel underneath it, get underneath this baseball, get the ball in the air.
And this is the tough thing when you come out of the bullpen. Usually when you have that guy at second, you want to see guys that have the strikeout capabilities. Well, there's not any arms down there now for the Angels to get that strikeout. Just like that, advance runner to third, 1 out.
Collins, so far this year, in just 43 off-speed pitches, has a whiff rate of nearly 70%, but teams have been peppering him with fastballs this year. That is a curveball for a strike to start him. He's seen more than 70% fastball so far this year. Infield in, tying run at third. Check swing, he went. It's 0-2. Back-to-back curveballs.
And Haas, you're at third base. You see a pitcher going with a full windup. Don't you feel that you can get a better lead there, even though the infield is in?
You want to get as much as the third baseman's giving you. So that's basically what you're going to do for your primary lead. But yes, you are getting a walking secondary lead, and you want to time it up so if that ball gets in the dirt, gets away from Travis, you can get home.
Check swing. He did not go. Darno crawls after it.
And not only with that block, unbelievable block by Travis d'Arnaud right there, but we're seeing the veteran presence behind the plate. You guys mentioned the breaking balls. Collins struggles with it. 3 in a row. No sequencing right here. Just attack the cold zones. Attack the weaknesses of the hitter. Smart stuff happening here from Travis d'Arnaud.
He might have gone.
Yeah. See, that's the importance of having a walking lead and timing it up. You want that foot to land as soon as the ball is going to get through the contact zone. That way, when your foot lands, you have your momentum going to home and you can make a good read.
That's a fortunate no swing for the Royals on that.
Sometimes you point right away and you'll freeze and catch an umpire and he'll just ring them up. That's always you try to do that just in case.
Bobby Witt Jr.'s first home run of the year, a triple for him as well, but it's not in his hands. It's up to Isaac Collins, the former Milwaukee Brewer. Joey Lucchesi just up from AAA today on 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 off the splitter.
And it was elevated. I think that's what threw him off. He was anticipating something staying down. All 4 pitches prior to that, Haas, were breaking balls down. He thought it was a splitter. It stayed up, but it was a different look for him.
Stayed up is right. Splitter there from Joey Lucchesi. Team baseball, we mentioned again, team baseball is so important, especially in these late innings. That's a situation we needed contact, early contact there. Now he needs Maikel Garcia to pick him up.
There's a big time contact hitter. First pitch up and away, 1-0. Adam, you know you've got a contact hitter at the plate. How do you attack him here if you're Lucchesi?
I just think Maikel's a dead red fastball hitter, so I'm trying to go to my curve. Back to that split. He's got good feel for those. He just threw him to Collins. I'm going to trust my off speed here.
By the way, that last split had a 48 RPM. 48.
Wow. No spin.
No, it's a knuckleball.
That is wild. 2-0 on Garcia.
And by the way, Adam did say churve, which is a mixture of a changeup and a curveball that Lucchesi features. He grips it like a changeup, but throws it like a curveball. It's a unique pitch. Not really sure even Joey knows what's going on with the movement on that churve.
2-0. Off the plate, 3-0.
Well, he was trying to chirp his enthusiasm there to be able to throw that in there, but he wasn't able to do it.
Gooby, I see you.
Pretty good.
This is interesting stuff here again. Pitching, if you're pitching around Maikel Garcia, all of a sudden you walk him. Maikel takes a free base. Now all of a sudden you're in a situation to lose the game.
I'd still take my chances, especially behind an account, make him swing at a non-strike and try to get Thomas. That's what that's my mindset. Even though that stolen base is in that.
Oh man, and Maikel might not have been a bad idea for him to take his chances. 3-0 there. Let it loose, take a swing.
3-1 coming. It's a strike. It's 3-2.
Okay, this is interesting. Maikel clearly thinking Joey Lucchesi was going to pitch around him there, but it's a 3-2 count. Now he's got a battle.
I think he's got a good chance to get a chase out of the strike zone here. He's got to try it.
Three-two. Fly ball foul right side. And the folks who've stayed for more than 5 hours now scatter for a souvenir.
Adam, quality fastball at the top of the zone. Does he have him set up here?
I can't believe he is throwing him this many fastballs. I'm thinking curveballs coming here.
I'm with you, buddy.
You got to trust your catcher that he's going to keep it in front of him.
3-2 again to Garcia. He fouled away a two-seam fastball.
He's guessing all speed there. You can tell.
Yeah, surprising stuff. Travis d'Arnaud, Joey Lucchesi trying to think along with Mike Hell. All sinkers so far, exception with that one four-seam fastball, third pitch. But again, like Adam Ottavino says, he has him set up right now for that breaking ball. Interesting to see what he goes with.
3-2 one more time. He missed. He yanked a fastball, first and third. All fastballs, Adam.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. Garcia's a really good fastball hitter. He's got really quick hands. I thought breaking ball was the play. He showed some really good ones to Collins. So now he's got Lane Thomas going to reset. I think to Eric's point, you know, now he's going to take second base, Garcia. So now we're in a situation where he could lose the game. But you can't be scared of that. You got to pitch here and don't give in here, even with Bobby on deck. You got to make sure you make quality pitch after quality pitch.
Now you look at Lane Thomas's OPS for his career against left-handed pitchers. He basically, from the right-hand side against lefty pitchers, is Rafael Devers overall, right? So he hits the ball against lefties like Rafael Devers has for his entire career. They have very comparable OPSs. So he's a different guy against lefties.
And the Royals front office was very clear that they needed outfield help, specifically offensively against lefties. Lane Thomas is in here in Kansas City for that reason. Big setup, big situation right here, Jason, for Lane to come through for exactly the reason why the Kansas City Royals acquired him.
And there's no way d'Arnaud's throwing through the base here either. He's just going to fake throw. Maybe be able to catch at third base.
Yep, and obviously you are not worried about the open base with Bobby Witt Jr. on deck.
Well, you have him going back there too.
Yeah, I played with Lucchesi in San Diego, and it is a tricky move. Every time a runner gets over there for the first time, you're going to see them do exactly what Mike Hale just did, run right back to first base, because it looks like he's coming over every single time.
Garcia glaring at him. He started back again.
And Joey's got to make sure he comes set there. That was quick. Rolled through it with a slide step. This situation, though, you don't worry about the runner.
No, you're just worried about that batter at the plate. Because you don't want to see that guy on deck ever even thinking about coming to the plate.
Too far in, 2 balls and a strike for Lane Thomas.
Again, no reason for a slide step here for Joey Lucchesi, unless he plans on doing that to mix up the hitter's timing. Just focus on the hitter. That's the only out you need to worry about right now.
Got him going back again, and he misses by a lot.
3-1.
And this is what happens. You lose focus just a little bit. All of a sudden now 3-1 count, 2 outs. One of the best hitters, one of the best players in baseball on deck.
I guarantee Mike Maddox went out there and said, don't worry about the base runner. All you got to be concerned with is the batter at the plate.
High in the air, left center field, into the alleyway, and out of here. The long and winding road to the finish line is paved royal blue.
The Royals addressed Lane Thomas. We need to get left-handed pitching, offense that can help us against left-handed pitching. Lane Thomas coming through in a huge situation right there. We mentioned, fellas, a weird night that just keeps getting weirder, and it seemed like the Kansas City Royals were not going out without a fight. And look at that. 3-run homer to walk it off.
And
what a game.
And it came down to you have to throw a strike there. You have Bobby Witt Jr. You fell behind. You worried about the base runner. You tried to be quick to the plate. You got to get ahead of the count and make him chase out of the strike zone. Instead, you have to groove a fastball, 3-1, and look what happens. 3-run home run.
Yeah, lost focus just a little bit. Too much tension on the base runner. Lock in on the hitter if you're Joey Lucchese there. And the Royals, Lane Thomas took full advantage of it.
Boy, that's a tough one for the Angels there, especially the way they were playing and swinging the bat against a great pitcher in Lugo to start the game with 14 hits and 7 runs against them.
And on the other side, the Royals, that's got to feel good. The Royals completing the sweep, coming back home to Kauffman Stadium, playing good baseball, and capping off a good series with an unbelievable finish to this game.
First career walk-off hit for Lane Thomas. Now the celebration is on. The Angels did have right-handed action in the bullpen. Lucchese stays in. It's a 3-run homer for Lane Thomas, and the Royals have a sweep to pick up win number 11. It's tied for the largest comeback in Major League Baseball this year. 11-9 your final score for Kansas City. What a ridiculous game. Ahmed Fareed is downstairs. Ahmed.
We got the hero of the game. All right, take us through the at-bat. 3-1. A guy who just got called up. Don't know how familiar you were with him. Take us through the pitch.
Yeah, you know, I faced him a little bit.
You're ready for that.
Oh, no, I wasn't. Yeah, I'd faced him a few times with the Mets. I knew his fastball's not a ton of velo, but it played up a little bit, so just being aware of that stuff and put a good swing on it.
So that 3-1 pitch, what did you see?
Just a good fastball to hit. You know, he walked the last guy. I tried to be a little selective and push him towards the middle of the plate, and like I said, got a good pitch to hit.
When was the last time you had a walk-off?
Oh, gosh. I don't think I've had a walk-off in the big
Not in the
leagues,
majors,
so
no. So I was trying to search the memory bank. Can you remember it?
No, I don't. That's the first one. That's the only one that comes to mind.
All right, so how's it feel?
Feels awesome, man. You know, we had a rough 10 days there, and, you know, it's a good series for us. I think it gets us back on track.
Yeah, what did this series do? You know, what worked? Because you got the big blowout. Now you have the biggest comeback this year in Major League Baseball. What do you think specifically worked for you guys in this series?
When you see Seth Lugo go out there and give up 6 and then go 6 innings, it's like, you know, you'll do anything for that. So, you know, I think he's got our respect today, and it's good to get a win.
Congrats on the walk-off. You got an answer to that question now. Your last walk-off was today. There you go.
There it is.
All right, Jason.
Ahmed, wow. Phenomenal ball game.
Yeah, I'm fired up. You hear Lane Thomas recognize Seth Lugo like Adam Ottavino did. That is some good teammate stuff right there. The Royals showed the fight, but that little notice of Lane Thomas for Seth Lugo, that's good stuff right there, Jason. I'm all in on these boys.
We'll come back to Kauffman Stadium and wrap it up. The folks who stuck around got a thrill tonight and a story for their friends. 11-9. Just what we need, more water. Your Peacock picks of the week. First up, The Miniature Wife, a love story with one little problem. Then Freddie and Friends are here to haunt your double feature movie night with 5 Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2. And of course, it's NBA playoff season. Watch live playoff games all week long on Peacock. A whole dazzling array on your Peacock picks of the week. Basically like this game, Eric Hosmer, which had everything. Your final thoughts then, Gooby?
Man, what a fight from the Kansas City Royals. Again, Lane Thomas mentioning Seth Lugo and that type of outing, the appreciation he had for it. Good quality baseball, good teammate type of stuff. You saw the fight all night, Gooby, from the Royals, and you just knew they weren't going out without a fight, and they walked it off.
Extremely tough one for the Angels, too. Reed Depners was so good. You have all those hits and runs off a great pitcher like Lugo, but we talked about how the bullpen a little bit thin right now, and you see what happened there at the end of the game. The bullpen unable to hold that lead, even a 3-run lead late in the game.
And you just have to do it again tomorrow.
Yes,
in Chicago.
that's the beauty of baseball.
That's exactly right. Gentlemen, this was an absolute pleasure sharing baseball with you guys. Sincerely.
Jason Haas, that was awesome. Thanks, Adam. Great job.
Phenomenal booth this week. Next weekend, join us on Peacock and NBCSN for the season premiere of Sunday Leadoff. It's the Blue Jays and the Twins, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Then in primetime, the Rangers take on the Tigers on Sunday night. Baseball coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern on Peacock and NBCSN. For our entire marvelous crew, Matt Borzello, Andrew Greathouse, everybody down in the truck, For Adam Ottavino, for Ahmed Fareed, for Mark Gubiza, Eric Hosmer, and everybody here in Kansas City, I'm Jason Benetti. Final score 11-9, Kansas City, and a comeback in 10.